Hi everyone, welcome in. I'm Tammy, I'm the Siberian Wind, and welcome to the Big Game Sew Day. So I can't say the official name of the big game that's being played today because I don't want to be taken down off of YouTube. So pardon me if I censor myself all day long because that is likely going to happen. And I'm glad you're here to come hang out and join me and spend time doing sewing quilty related things. So I see I've got Pat already here as well. She says, bring on the fun and the excitement of quilting. I agree with you, Pat. And Janet is here as well. She says, hello, Tammy, Pat, and all. Thank you so much, Janet. And Judy is here. She says, hello, Tammy. Welcome, guys. Ladies, however you want to be called, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Well, let me get my chat up so I can see it constantly. And I know I've got some little bit of glare. You guys will see that go away as the sun goes down. Hey, Dawn, welcome in. Glad you're here. So I take it none of you guys are interested in today's game. Hey, Mona. She says bonjour, and Brenda is here as well. Glad you guys are here. So we are going to go, as long as the game is going, probably until about 7 here, so about 3 hours for this. I'll take about an hour break, and then I'll come back for another 2 for my after sunset Sunday. Linda is here. She says, hi, everyone. Sewing while I watch. Good deal. Good deal. Well, I am about to be sewing. I literally just turned the machine back on. I had it on earlier today, but I didn't have much of a chance to do anything. I had other things that were going on, so yeah, I apologize for the background noise. So it is what it is today. Today's been a loud day all around. Loud dog, loud phone calls, loud knocking on the door, loud neighbors, loud kitchen, loud everything. Welcome. Welcome in. So today, during this part of the program, so not for after sunset, I might work on this after sunset, don't know. But for what we're going to work on today, we are going to work on Gemstone Wedding Star. It is a Quiltworx pattern. There is a link in the description box. So if you are interested in this pattern, it is available there. Now, my pattern says it's 64 by 64 on this piece. And then on the paperwork that comes with it, it says 54 by 54. So what is it actually going to be? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. So how many of you have done a Judy Niemeyer project before? I know she's not for everybody. Some of her projects are quite intense, including this one. So I know she's not for everybody, but I'm just curious how many of you have done a Judy Niemeyer project before? I've done a Quiltworx project before. So this is my bag 1. I reuse my bags. So I'll get this, we'll get this bag emptied and then it'll go into another project for another bag 1. So, darn, life gets in the way. Sewing time is important. It is important, isn't it, Mona? Sewing time is absolutely important. Absolutely. All right, so let me see where I'm at because I really haven't even unpacked this since the last time I worked with it. All right, so this is Unit A. Oh, this is what I got from that strip set piecing. Okay, so what else have I got on here? I've got 3 pieces attached. So 1, 2, and 3, and I know they're all dark shades of green. That's what I'm doing my rings in. So if you look at this pattern, if you click the link and go out to that pattern on the Quiltworx website, you'll see it is, she does the rings in different shades. Like it's a gradient. Like she's got green on some, purple on others, blue on others. Like it's not one particular color. I am doing all green. I happen to have 2 jelly roll packs of green, and I decided that I was going to use green. So therefore, we are using green. So, all right, these are all Unit A, which is all bag 1. And I have my extra strips for each set attached so that I don't have to wonder if I have enough pieces. So like all that's attached. But what happened is I ended up with a few extra pieces. So I've got 3 extra pieces, and I did not have the original first 2 strips sewn to them. So I am going to we're going to steal this first set, and I'm going to see what I have on here, and we're going to go with that. So that's line 1. So I kind of have to figure out where I'm at. So I've got color 4 and 5. And that is color 4, and that is color 5. Yes, those are the right colors. So we're going to go ahead and stow those on there. I'm going to also plug my iron in. I just had an ad play. Oh my gosh, it muted me and did not allow skip. That is weird, Mona. That is absolutely weird. I did not intend for that. That was not in the algorithm where I could select it. So that was not intentional. That is not intentional. Oh. And when the ad came up, you couldn't type either, could you? Probably couldn't type. All right. Had to figure out which way my iron needed to go, and I'm also gonna strip the layer down too because I'm burning up. Make sure to register. Oh, good. Nightbot has got the link in there. If you are not registered for the Zoom retreat coming up at the end of February, you can still register for that. And yes, I do have another shirt on. when we're gonna strip layers, we got other clothes on. I am not that kind of quilter where we play changing room normally, so you guys know me. I'm usually very conscious of that. All right. So I'm gonna take these two pieces. I'm gonna press them. I think seems new. I could do much. I couldn't do much but listen to ad. That is crazy. It's supposed to show the ads in the chat, but it's not supposed to take over audio. That was kind of weird. That's maybe YouTube's been doing a lot of new things with the ad stuff lately, so maybe that's what's going on. That's what I'm going to assume is going on. That's what I'm going to assume. All right, so color 4 and color 5. So color 4, I got to remember which side goes down first. I haven't worked on this project in a good hot minute. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And Mr. Siberian's washing dishes, in case you guys are wondering. That's some of the noise in the background. So that is his therapy. He needs it. We have had to talk to we've talked to the two different neighbors today and the police. So yeah, it's kind of necessary. It's one of those kinds of days already. So one thing, if you are working on paper piecing, if you are new to paper piecing, try using your I don't know what it's called now that I'm thinking, but it may be called your embroidery foot. It's usually a wide toe, and so it's got a good wide open space in front of the needle so you can really see where you're getting to, instead of using your 1/4 inch. So you don't necessarily need that 1/4 inch when you're just sewing on a line. And I've got extra thread in here, so I'm just flipping away some of the extra thread. I'm gonna have to get back in the swing of this. It's been a hot minute. What are you guys working on today? I know Linda said that she is sewing while she watches. Let's see. Bring on the fun and excitement of quilting is what Pat said. So yeah, what are you guys working on? Are you guys working on something? Or are you just escaping the noise and the hustle of the football games? Judy says she got her Route 66 prep for March. She's getting anxious to start. Good. I've got mine. So I've got my bag pulled out. I have not subcut anything yet. So that's what I'm going to be doing in the next couple of weeks. Is I'm going to be subcutting March into the actual pieces I need. I'm so excited. So guys, if you have not checked out the Route 66 project, I don't have a link for it. I guess I should get a link for it. But I will be starting that in March, and dates are to be announced. I don't have my dates set just yet. We'll get there. I promise we will. But I just haven't set them yet. So I'm looking right now. See, okay, that is that fabric, and that is that fabric. And yes, I am pressing the fabrics too, because this has all been stuffed in a bag for probably a month. No, probably a couple of months. If we're being really honest with ourselves today, it's probably been a couple of months. Yeah, we're gonna go a couple of months. And of course, Paladin has found his bone, so you guys will be hearing that in the background. So I'm very sorry. It's gonna be noisy. It is a noisy day. So noisy. So noisy. I'm so looking forward to Route 66. That is awesome, Judy. I'm so looking forward to that project. I kind of wish I had somebody who was coming on to do it with me. But I'm not going to put anybody on the spot. And I hadn't given any people that have told me they want to enough heads up. But just having you do it in the background will help too. I promise. I promise. I've got to get Yuletide sampler for this month cut. I haven't cut it. Dawn says she's working on a quilt from Fat Quarter Shop's January new sampler block. BOC. Ooh. I'm curious. I'm curious. Did they do a winter theme or like snowmen? I really need to sign up for some of that kind of stuff. The box. Okay, yeah. That's okay. That's okay. I was just going, did I pronounce something wrong? That was my thought, did I pronounce something wrong? Oh, and I just realized I'm going to need a ruler I didn't grab. Didn't grab it. Okay, so there is a new thing in the chat from Nightbot. It says, want to participate in social media with me and others from our quilting community. I do have a MeWe community set up for you guys. It is the Siberian Wind Quilting something or other. I don't remember exactly what I labeled it, but it's the same. It's basically the same thing as what we have on Facebook, but without all the Facebook. So if you want social media without all the other, then that's where we're at. Awesome. Chloe says she will be lurking. That is fine. That is fine. I do want somebody to tell me what they think of the halftime show. Whenever we get to the halftime show, I kind of want to know. Not that I'm going to go back and watch it, but I'm kind of curious. No, my fingers aren't typing correctly. You're good, Dawn. You're good. Just caught up on our Reflections Mystery. Ready for February. Good deal, Judy. Carrie! So good to see you, Carrie. That's awesome. I'm so happy to see you. Yeah, which one sounds fun? the mystery, the box sounds amazing. I have not done any of those kinds of boxes before. So that's on a future wish list, but it is not a pressing need right now. I got other things on my wish list. So maybe 2027 will be the year of the boxes. I might actually participate in some boxes. I don't know. I still have, oh no, Brenda says her internet's spotty tonight. I bet that's frustrating. It's probably all the people getting ready for the Super Bowl and all the betting, because you know there's people betting on it. It's probably all the people talking back and forth about it. Jessica Lee, welcome in. She says hello. I'm glad you're here. First time I think I've seen you in my chat, but I did go check out your channel the other day. So cool. Still trying to decide the fabric for my reflections. See, today's the perfect day for that. Today is absolutely the perfect day for that. All right, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, that is supposed to be over that side. Okay. Making sure that I was not about to mess this up. You can, contrary to popular belief, if you mess up on paper piecing, you can actually rip it out. It is very unpleasant, but it is possible. And if I do that, I will be happy to show you guys how I rip it out. It would not be the first time. It would not be that at all. All right, so that gets the first two pieces. Oh, come on. My needle decided to go down. Carrie says she had to get the food set out so she can play in her uninterrupted life. You and me both. Oh, you're so welcome, Jessica. You're so welcome. I love checking out other content creators now. Do I always have the time to go out and hang out? No. No, I do not. I am probably one of the... Okay, I'm going to venture to say it. I'm probably one of the most time-constrained content creators out there. Just because I have like so many people I want to follow, and I don't get to follow them all that often. I mean, even my collaborators that I collab with, you know, Sean and Kathy and Alicia, I don't get to watch half of their content, and it aggravates me that I can't watch them. But I still try. So I will absolutely keep trying. I did buy something the other day. So I bought probably about a month ago, I bought one of those drawer things from Michaels. It's got like 10 drawers, and this one's like multicolor. So it goes pink all the way through like purple at the bottom. And so it's these little plastic drawers, and it works perfectly for my temperature rings project. But I got a gift card, and the other day I went to Michael's. So I got that one off of Facebook Marketplace. I went the other day to Michael's, and I now have a solid black one. So I have more things tucked away so I can actually clear off my counter and have room and still be able to work. I love it. I usually listen in as a commute. Hard to watch them while home. I hear you on that, Jessica. I hear you. Perfect. I can do that, Carrie. Absolutely. Carrie says she's going to show me her fabrics for reflections at the retreat, and she wants me to tell her if it will work. I can do that. I can do that. I had a neighbor stop by today, and this doesn't happen often. Okay, we don't have like it's not a neighbor stop by kind of place. Like that's not what we have going. I think that I'm looking at my fabrics to see which ones I can use. Okay, I think I can get both of these to work. But she stopped by, and she was asking so many questions. She said, well, what are you working on now? And I was like, oh, where do I start? And she saw, I don't know if she saw my reflections on the quilt frame or if she saw the quilt coat on the board, because both of them have purple in it. My original reflections has purple in it. And I don't know which one she was looking at. And so I told her it was a quilt coat. So I don't know if she saw the right project as the quilt coat, but either way. I was just going, if that was somebody that, is in the quilty world, I needed to have hidden that before they came over. Thankfully, she's not a quilter, so I didn't spoil a surprise, but... Oh, yeah, you can absolutely catch up, Carrie. I know you. You're almost a speed demon, so you can absolutely catch up. This project, I feel like I should have been working on this, extensively recently, but of course, did I? No. No, I did not. No, I did not. All right, so I'm going to show you. I said I would show you guys now that I'm actually here and can remember to. So this is my add a quarter plus ruler. So an add a quarter ruler is going to have this ledge up here. I don't know. Let's see. See if I can get it to where you guys can see it. So this is the add a quarter plus ruler, but it's got this ledge, and that's a 1/4 of an inch ledge. So you lay that up against your paper and you trim up against this side. But the plus ruler also has this beveled edge, so it allows you to fold your papers better. So a lot of people put their ruler with the frosted side up, and then they go to put this ledge down, and they hold that ledge down, but the ruler goes back and forth. I don't do that. I don't do that. What I do to fold my paper is I flip my ruler over so I can hold my ruler flat, and then I fold up against it. So there's no need to fight with the wobbliness. You just turn your ruler over upside down and lay that. You're going to hang on to the shiny side, and the frosted side is against your paper, and then you're just going to fold. It is so quick and easy. So when I'm going to go over to the cutting table, I'm going to flip my ruler over and use that ledge, and I'm going to cut that extra off. Carrie's going to play with a baby quilt tonight. I like that idea. Jessica says she loves that it flips over. I do too. I mean, I had just the regular add a quarter rulers. I've got an add a quarter and an add an 1/8, and I've got the 6-inch size. I don't have the 12-inch size in either of those. And I was like, well, I probably need the 12-inch ruler at some point. And so when I went looking for a 12-inch, I went ahead and went looking for the plus because I saw some 12-inch add a quarters and I'm like, no, I want that little ledge. I want the folding ledge is what I call it. I want that folding ledge because it just makes so much sense. It's like, why didn't we think of this? You know, somebody finally thought of it, but why didn't we think of this sooner? You know? I don't know. I wasn't in the marketing department when whoever decided what it would and would not have on it. Oh, that's definitely the fabric I need. That's different. That is definitely the fabric I need. Okay, so these are the ones that I need to use. Okay, we're gonna use those instead. There's so many shades of green in this. So bag 1 and bag 2 are basically the same. Just basically. The only difference is there's a slight difference in the order of the strips. But they're so, you guys can see that. That's so dark and so rich. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I am not normally the green person, but I do love these colors. And I think it's going to work beautifully because all of the other colors in it are light and bright and cheerful. And it's really going to lend to a floral theme. So for those of you who have not seen the pattern before, there is a link in the description box that's going to take you, of course I put this on there the wrong side. Hang on. By the wrong side, I meant I need to go up there because I'm going to strip piece this. There's no sense in going through and cutting every single piece. And the way that Judy Niemeyer's got this in her pattern, it tells you how to do this. But this is kind of always the way that I did it. I've always been the trendsetter and cutting edge and cutting corners. I've always been that person. So this didn't faze me one bit to learn to do it this way. And I'm trimming away some extra paper just so I've got it. And I'll bring you guys over just a hair. Hey, Pat, welcome in. Probably not going to stay, but I just want to say hi. And I'll probably see you guys later. Aw, that's very sweet of you. Well, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up. I appreciate it. YouTube counts every thumbs up. YouTube matters. We can go down all kinds of different paths, but YouTube matters, right? That is the case. If YouTube doesn't matter, then what am I doing, right? It's one of those kinds of deals. I'm trimming away a little extra fabric too, because I want to get as much in here as I can. So when you're chain piecing, you don't need a lot of extra paper in the way, and you don't need a lot of extra fabric in the way. I didn't need to chain piece the first pieces of these 3 because I'd already done everything that I'd done to them. I'd already done all the others, and these were just the ones that for some reason, the papers got separated. So it's okay. It's all right. All right. So who else is sewing today? Who else is doing some sewing or cutting? I cannot wait to hear what you guys are working on instead of watching the game, other than just watching me, which you're welcome to just watch me. I don't mind. But if you're working on something, I'd love to hear about it. Love to hear about it. I do have enough room to put this on here. I do. Once I trim this extra out of the way. All right, so Nightbot has also put in the chat, go watch the September retreat information forms. So if you guys are interested in attending a retreat here in Casper, Wyoming, meeting yours truly and a lot of the other wonderful ladies from across the country that also follow me, you are welcome to click that link and find out more information about the retreat. It is only $275. It's not bad. So, I mean, if you're traveling in from out of town, of course, you're going to be paying for your hotel, but everything else is, in there. So you will get 4 dinners, and it is almost 5 days of sewing, especially depending on when you log in. My watch is already telling me it's dying. Oh, Lord. Dawn is multitasking. She has the game on. Okay, good deal. So you can tell me what quarter they're in. Okay, good. I have an inside person now. Dawn, you're officially my inside lady. You're going to tell me what the deal is with the game. I'm going to take this off because it's going to keep beeping at me all day that my battery is low. I do not know what is going on with my watch. It keeps dying so soon. I do not know. I need to look into it. Carrie says she's finished quilting her triple Irish chain. Now she's starting the new baby quilt. You are a super industrious lady. I need to join your ranks. I need to be super industrious. I still have not loaded a quilt on the frame. Oh, I gotta cut these apart. I'm sitting here going, why can I not cut just this thread? I need to cut the fabric. Oh. So when you chain piece, you'll end up with multiple pieces attached to the same piece of fabric. The one thing I recommend is fold your piece back and make sure that you are going to completely cover where it's going. So this piece right here is what's going in. So I'm going to make sure it's completely covering it, and it is. And we are going to cut between. Now, I will say in the pattern, they tell you a little bit differently. They tell you to leave some space between each one, and that's what I do on all the others. This is just a catch up, and should I need to restitch these 3, then so be it. We'll do it. Carrie says she's already started planning the projects she's bringing to Casper. Lady after my own heart. I am totally in that group with you. I mean, I'm not bringing them to Casper, they're already here, but I'm totally thinking about what I want to bring. Hey, Denise! Brandy Carlisle is singing National Anthem, playing her guitar. Thank you, Denise. That's awesome. I did not even know who they had for singing the National Anthem for the game. So that's cool. I don't think I know Brandy Carlisle, but I'm sure she's probably, probably decent. Probably knows all the words. Is that pretty sad that I'm saying she's probably decent enough to know all the words? That's the worst thing. When I've been to like baseball games and they've brought somebody in and they get stage fright, and I feel so bad for them because, everybody gets that. Everybody occasionally gets stage fright. And I could not imagine being in front of a stadium full of people and forgetting the words. That would just be like beyond. Like it'd just be heartbreaking beyond. Okay, so now I've got those 3, so now we're caught up with all of the others. I've trimmed all of the others a little bit, so I think I'm gonna just go ahead and trim these 2. What I did is I trimmed not down to the line, so they do give you on these Quiltworx patterns, they give you Charlie Puth is singing It Now. Okay, all right then. I don't trim all the way down to the 1/4 of an inch line because I'm going to do that after I'm done sewing everything. I don't want to put myself in this situation where I've trimmed too close and I've lost part of my 1/4 of an inch. I'd rather have a little bit of give room. So that's how I do my paper piecing. So I trim, I probably got another 1/8 of an inch at least on all sides of my seam allowance. So I've got extra room should something, as long as it covers, everything that I've got paper-wise, then it will still be fine. So this the original cut from the newsprint, because these Quiltworx patterns are done on newsprint. The original cut from the newsprint is very generous. You can have quite a bit of extra room. And I usually leave it like I did on these, but you really don't need to because you're going to be chain piecing. So that chain piecing means you really don't need all of the extra. So, all right, I got my bucket and my trash can handy. How smart was I today? I didn't do everything else I planned to do, but I at least got that done. I made sure that I'm not having to chase down my trash can and my scrap bucket. Because I don't want to throw all these fabric scraps in the trash, because you know I'm not going to do that. Y'all know me. It's automatically going to go in the scrap bucket. Automatically going to go there. So, all right. So we got, 15 people watching. Awesome. Well, that's 15 people that were not interested enough in the football game to watch it exclusively. See, I knew I wasn't alone. I knew I was not alone. So for those of you who do go to football games, what is your favorite thing at the stadium? At the football game stadium, what is your favorite thing? What do you like to do at the stadium? I've been to one SEC football game, and actually I've been to 2 or 3 if you count my college days. I really don't remember those very well. I couldn't really see the game. They didn't have a good like jumbotron, and everybody in front of me was standing up, and so I had to stand up to be able to see, and I still couldn't see because I'm 5'4". I needed to be at the very, very front of the student section to have a chance of seeing. And the people I went with were also fairly short, so they couldn't see much of anything either. So I didn't feel too bad. I did not feel too bad. Okay, so the way that this pattern is written, so I've stitched section or color 5 and 4 on here. I've stitched color 6. This is color 7. And then the next one will be color 8. I even pinned it. Wow. I was fancy schmancy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move the pin real quick. So the rest of my section stays pinned. So Linda says she got a legit kit ready for sewing. Going to try and do a little every night, but she loves star and log cabin blocks. So I made my own star block and put logs around. My block is finishing at 19 inches. I cannot wait to see that, Linda. Oh, I cannot wait to see that. That's going to be gorgeous. So gorgeous. So I need to kit up my Starry Night. That is like one of the things on the front of my bucket list is kitting up the fabrics for that. Gladys, good to see you. She says, hello, everyone. Glad you're here. Happy Big Game Sew Day. Happy Big Game Sew Day. All right, so I have not trimmed any of these, so I'm going to fold and trim my color 6 to color 7. So the Quiltworx does have, like, this is line 1, so that is the first line you sew. This is line 2, 3, and then 4, and then we'll come back over here and go 5, 6, and 7 to get our 8 pieces per arch in here. Now, everything that I'm about to do is going to be the same for the entire stack. The entire stack is going to be the same thing. So it's a lot of folding and cutting, folding and trimming, but it's so easy once we're done. And I do decrease my stitch length. For anybody who might be watching this in the future or who might be questioning, I always decrease my stitch length when I am doing paper piecing. I don't mess around. I want that paper to leave when I want it to leave, and I don't want to fight with it. All right, so I only trimmed once. I'm going to show you guys what I do. I go ahead and I line up that cut edge with the edge of my strip. Then I put my paper on top of it, and then I sew through the line. Now, this is actual regular paper piecing in the whole sense that it is actually paper piecing. It is not freezer paper piecing. Freezer paper, I don't sew on the line. I sew right next to the line. And if I plan to reuse the papers, that's what I do. Newsprint, it's already flimsy enough. I don't find it easy to reuse the papers. for newsprint. So if I had like recopied these onto, I don't know, regular like copy paper or printer paper, then would I have probably sewn next to the line? Yeah, I could have. Carrie says she started collecting the fabrics for her starry night. I'd like to say that I'll save it for Casper, but not likely if I collect the fabrics before then. I'll bring it even if I have it started. See, I need to finish, so before September, I need to finish temperature rings. That's one I need to finish before then. I'm also doing time on the 365 quilt. And I have some recordings. I need to edit them, but I could not edit them with all of the noise upstairs. Just can't. I just can't focus. So I have to wait until Tuesday this week to edit them. So I will have some video stuff. I will have a compilation of all of January's blocks that will go up immediately. February's blocks are done. March's blocks are done. So those will just need to be edited and ready to go up. But then I've got to get like April, May, and June. Like that's my next push, is I need to get those months done to be caught up to where I need to be time-wise. I know you guys understand me on that. I am constantly trying to work ahead because I still have to get the next mystery quilt started so I can test it out and be able to issue out that pattern next year, or well, starting this October. So there will be another mystery quilt after this one, after Reflections. So that is in the works. I've already got it designed. I just have to pull the fabrics and get it stitched and tested so that I know that the measurements all work, so I can tell you guys, how much fabric you need. Don't you guys love how that works? It's like I'm working alongside of you guys, and then I'm working ahead on like 4 projects. That is how my life works. That is how my life works. Now that I go out to sew on Wednesday, I get a lot more done faster. Right? I love that, Carrie. I love that. That is why I love my Wednesday group that I sew with, because I go over there and, I don't have that much to do necessarily, but I'm getting stuff done that I wouldn't get done otherwise. So I took, what did I take the first time? So this past week, I took 3 quilts to put borders on. I got borders on one, got borders cut for another one, because I had to do a lot of math on that one, and it's still not exactly what I want, but it'll be good enough. I'm happy with it. I got borders on another quilt. Just don't see which quilt it was. Oh, I know which quilt it was. It was a Quilt of Valor. So 2 weeks ago, I got the borders on a Quilt of Valor. This past one, I got borders on another quilt and got started on borders on another quilt. I've got one more quilt in the bag that is ready for borders. Like, I don't have to do a whole lot of thinking on it. I just need to come up with what I want for the borders, cut it, and sew it. Like, it'll be easy peasy. That one's going to be easier than the one I just did. And I've got 2 quilts that have binding sewn to the front. Hey, Wanda, welcome in. Yes, I am on. You do not have to necessarily watch all the football. You do not have to watch all the hyped up commercials and the announcers and the loud crowds. You can escape that here, where it's also quite loud, but it is a lot less loud than a football game. It is a lot less loud than a football game. So we're going to see if I can get through all of bag 1 on this section today, and maybe start on bag 2. We'll see. This trimming and then sewing is probably the best way to do this. That way I don't have a whole stack to trim at one time and a whole stack to sew at one time. It also allows me to keep an eye on the chat a little bit. Ooh, all of these are fitting on this one strip. Yay! Denise says, oh, come on. I know, right? I know. I'm so, it's just so crazy. So I do have another quilt that I need to pull out from underneath the long arm frame. The top is underneath the frame and it's supposedly ready for quilting, but I'm not 100% happy with it. I want something more on it. So it may be my next one to pull out and take to my Wednesday thing. So once I get caught up on borders, then I may start pulling projects again. Like actual, I need to make progress on this kind of projects. Because that's where I'm at right now with it. Is I could be making progress on cutting and sewing and all of that. But I'm kind of doing pretty darn good on the sewing just here at the house. Aside from those borders. Borders take you a little bit of extra time because, you know, you want to, even if you don't pin them, you still want them to look good. And when I'm there, I have all these people hanging out with me, helping me along. And you know what? I might pull temperature rings out during the retreat. Because then I can chat, I can listen to you guys chat, and I can be working on it, and I don't have to take this big cart anywhere. Because it's not that big of a cart, but it's still, you know, it's a little bit bigger than what I want to try to throw in the back of the Jeep. Just saying. And my neighbor's kids are at it again. I hope you guys cannot hear that. I apologize if you can. They have been very loud all day. Very, very loud. Just to an obnoxious level. Denise said to remind you of your youth, Tammy. Remember when you were in the stadium and couldn't hear a thing? Yes, but you felt like you belonged to dance and shout. See, I didn't dance or shout or anything, but I did have cowbell. Gotta have the cowbell. I was at Mississippi State, so you gotta have the cowbell. They actually called me up probably 2 months ago, something like that, and wanted to update my alumni information. So of course I told them, well, yeah, sure, go ahead. They're like, what do you do? What is your job? I'm like, YouTube content creator. Lori! She says, hi, Tammy, lurking for a bit. That is fine. Lurk away. Just don't forget to hit that thumbs up. I appreciate it. We're up to 18, guys. That's not too bad. Not too shabby for a very commercialized day where everybody else is watching other stuff. No, can't hear. Sorry, they're disturbing you. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys can't hear it. As long as you guys can't hear it, then we're golden. It has been... I woke up to them stomping around the apartment. And they're like, they came down here and told us, well, we've got kids. And it's an expensive apartment, so you can move. No, I've been here longer than you. No, I don't think I will. It's been that kind of day, guys. Oh, Lori's saying hi to all the chatters. That's awesome. All right, so chain pieced. Chain pieced. So, because I have all of these on the same one, I can now press this. I'm going to press it back like that, and then I will take it to the cutting table and cut it apart. Because that way I know for a fact I have everything I need exactly where it needs to be. This is one of those times that having the bigger ironing board would be an amazing thing, but there's only so much room back here. I don't think there's even 5 feet back here. I mean, there is vertically, but not horizontally like I would need for an ironing board. And of course my fan is blowing my papers and my fabric, and I'm losing my straight pins. All right. Oh, there went one. Oh well. I'm finding them. Don't they? Darn, they got some guts. They do have. They do, Judy. They absolutely do. So a little bit of backstory, and then we'll drop it. They moved in November. We've been here almost 3 years. They moved in this past November, and we have not had a day of silence since they moved in. And Wyoming law says that you have to update your license plate when you establish residency. It is not a grace period or nothing unless it's a reciprocal state. The state that they moved from is not a reciprocal state with Wyoming for that. So they are actually in violation of Wyoming law for updating your license plates on their vehicles. And they had the audacity to call the cops on us today because we annoyed them because we hammered a nail into the wall. That's as petty as it is getting at this point. They've had multiple domestic disturbances, poor insulation. The whole building is like that, Denise. The whole building is poor insulation. We could hear the neighbors next to us. We can hear the neighbors downstairs of us. We can hear them upstairs. They are the only ones that are causing problems. These people are early 30s, I would think. Something like that. That's my best guess. I don't know for sure. But that's just from me estimating how old they are. So yeah, it's obnoxious. But yeah, so we had the cops called on us today for hammering a nail into the wall, just because it happened to be right underneath where the kid upstairs was playing and making obnoxiously loud amounts of noise. Did we choose that spot? Maybe, but we were called on because we hammered a nail into the wall. It is beyond petty. And yeah, the complex won't do anything. But anyway, new topic. The sewing space at the retreat in Casper will not have upstairs neighbors. You will not have to worry about that. That will not be a problem. You might have upstairs neighbors for your room, but the hotel staff will take care of that. Hey, Rena, welcome in. She says she's working on a project for her local quilt shop for the 250th birthday quilt contest. I love that. Oh yes, Denise, the kids are the ones making the noise. Well, so we don't call the police on them for the children making noise. We have had to call the police when the husband and wife are yelling and screaming at each other. Because it's just beyond. We just can't handle that. But yeah, apparently hammering a nail into the wall right below where the kid had been making so much noise is apparently a noise disturbance. Let's see, Tammy, you and I have great taste. I have the same tee as you, only my shirt is purple. See, I would have loved to have had this in purple. Mr. Siberian Wind bought the gray. Hey, Nanette, good to see you. Good to see you. I do have a lot of these shirts, though, in purple. He has bought me almost all of my funny saying shirts. Like, almost all of that from him is from him. Or he's bought it. It is. So, Rena, I am so dying to know, what all are you putting into the 250th birthday quilt that you were making? I'm so excited by that project. The Quilts of Valor Foundation is also doing 250th anniversary or birthday stuff. I keep wanting to call it an anniversary versus a birthday. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But I would love to hear what all you're putting into that quilt. Carrie wants a yellow quilt, right? Well, spoiler alert, the fabrics that I have for the February freebie project, the Fat Quarter Friendly project, are purple and yellow. That is what my niece wants for her quilt, and that's what she is going to get. And I am therefore getting the freebie quilt and the niece's quilt out at the same time. Seahawks have 3. Oh, good for them. Good for them. I don't have a dog in the show on the game, so it doesn't matter to me who wins, but that's awesome. So Seahawks fans are probably happy. Oh, you want a yellow one of these shirts? Oh, gotcha. Nanette says she wants to make a 250th quilt. She has 2 kits. Guess I should make one of them. Well, this is the year for it. This is the year for it because next year will be 251. So time is of the essence on those projects. You know, they don't give us this stuff enough in advance. And then suddenly we're like, oh, well, it's got to be this year. And then the 15 other projects that you've been putting off are also due this year for some reason, right? Why does my grand niece have to, or great niece have to graduate this year, you know? I need some breaks. I need some breaks. Actually, I just need more quilting time. That's what I really need. I need a lot of quilting time. I need so much quilting time. I need to load a quilt on the frame. I was supposed to do that before this past weekend. QOV quilts don't have to be red, white, and blue, but it is most popular. It is, you were right. They did a quilt contest last year with a particular fabric. They're doing the same thing this year with a red, white, blue fabric color. Oh, very cool. Very cool. There's so many things you can do too. So our 250th quilt, or birthday quilt that we're doing at my Quilts of Valor group, which I was there Saturday sewing with them for the Quilts of Valor Sew Day, the National Sew Day, and then I will be there with them Monday. That is our normal sew day, and we have moved locations, so that is a good thing as well. But I am working on paper piecing a whole bunch of stars to make them into stars of the flag, and I'm making 250 of them. So, oh, Carrie says that's why she doesn't do deadlines. They get the quilts when I finish them. See, you know, that's what I do for a lot of things. But I've known about this one for a while, and I promised her mom and dad that all 3 of the girls would get quilts for graduation. And my other niece just got pregnant. Oh, absolutely, Judy. We will see you when you get back. My other niece is pregnant. I don't know when the baby is due, but I've made the other 2 girls that she's got quilts as well. And so I feel like I'm obligated to make her a quilt as well, but I haven't gotten any requests yet. So we're gonna, until I get a request, I'm not working on it. My husband and I will be married 50 years, July 4th. That's amazing, Wanda. That is awesome. What a happy anniversary. So you got married when our country was 200 years old. Now you're going to be celebrating your 50th at our 250th. That's a cool anniversary and birthday to have all at the same time. That's rather ingenious. Everybody's celebrating your anniversary, whether they realize it or not. Your anniversary is celebrated across the country, Wanda. That is, hats off. That is amazing. That is amazing. I know a lot of, yes, I know a lot of couples get married on like February 14th or right around Valentine's Day, or they get married on Christmas or New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. You know, just because then, you know, family's already normally together so they can celebrate. Tom and I did not do that. We did not get married on a holiday. My first wedding was February 13th. It wasn't a long-term plan. It was, you know, this is when we could find the church and get married kind of thing. Then I'm trying to remember if I even remember my anniversary to my second husband. Oops, I think I forgot it. I'd have to go back and look at my marriage certificate. I don't think I remember. I think it was in May, maybe. I think it was in May. Or maybe, oh, maybe it was in March. Maybe it was in March. I don't remember. I just don't remember. That's so sad, isn't it? Yes, Dawn. She says, congratulations, Wanda. That's amazing. It is, isn't it? I wish I had had that kind of forethought to, like, do something like that. Carrie says that they got married on her birthday, so she doesn't have to remember another date. That's cheating, but it's also ingenious. See, if we got married on my birthday, we'd have gotten married on one of my stepdaughter's birthdays. Because I and one of my stepdaughters have the same birthday. Not same year, obviously. The same day of the year. So, yeah, getting married on my birthday. Yeah, no, we weren't going to do that. Tom and I went up and got married in Tennessee. We're living in Alabama, but we got married in Tennessee. And we got married by an Elvis impersonator. We didn't pay for him to impersonate Elvis. Like, we weren't going to go that far. But we got married by an Elvis impersonator. By somebody who makes a lot of money impersonating Elvis. And to me, Elvis is not big enough of a deal to me that I needed that. So we didn't worry about that part. We weren't gonna pay extra for that. All right. Oh, last one, and I got plenty of room. And this one seems to be, far enough apart on its own that I'm not running right up on each other. So that's kind of good. She does tell you in the pattern, make sure you leave some extra room, but you don't need as much room on some of these outer pieces as you do on the inner pieces. And because I've already got the paper still, oh, I didn't even trim that one. I just folded the paper. Because I've got the little extra on the paper, then I'm so good. It's on my grandparents' anniversary, so that's how I sold it to Donald. Hey, Carrie, that works. I am proud of you, lady. That is ingenious. Absolutely ingenious. I like that. I like that a lot. My hat is off to you on that. I would not even thought about that. I'm not being cruel, Denise. Okay, so I love that Elvis existed and, all the music he made. Like, I'm not saying anything against Elvis. I don't really need to be married by Elvis. That's all. I don't see a point in paying someone to impersonate the original king. And now, does that mean that you don't have to get married by Elvis? No, if you want Elvis, then absolutely. You have Elvis at your wedding. I just didn't need him. Hey, Laura, welcome in. Just popped in, gave me a thumbs up. Absolutely. Oh, friends over to watch the game, right? I know, a lot of people are doing that today. A lot of people do that on the big game day. Hey, I'm getting good. I haven't said the S word once. I haven't said it once. And don't be mischievous in my chat, just gonna say. Don't be intentionally mischievous in my chat. You know who you are if I'm talking directly to you on that. Oh. Alright. So once I press this strip out, so you see the strip is connecting all of them, right? Once I press it out, what I do is I take and I lay the paper side up and I freehand cut between them. If you don't feel like you can freehand cut between them, leave more room. But I can freehand cut between them. It would help if I used my smaller rotary cutter, but I know where it's at, but I'm not going to go digging it out. It is in my travel bag with Quinn, but I don't need it that badly to do this. So the smaller the rotary cutter, the easier this would be to do. Ooh, I could use my applique cutter. That was a joke. Oh, you're fine. Denise says that was a joke. You and Elvis and that song came up in my head. I got married in my local courthouse. See, that's fine. That's fine. So my first marriage was in a church. The second one was in a courthouse by a judge. And then when we got married in Tennessee, you can't get married at the courthouse in Tennessee, as far as what we were told, at least when we got married. I don't know if the rules have changed, but you could not just go get married by justice of the peace. You had to get your marriage license do all that, rigmarole for that, answering all the questions and all the pre-stuff that they make you do. But then you had to find your own person to marry you. So that's what we did. I won't say that, but don't ask me not to be mischievous. I am what I know. Absolutely, Jessica, she says, got to go. Have a great night. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Have a great and fantastic day. So we will be live still again at 8 p.m. So if the game is over, that will be fantastic. It will help us a lot with viewership, of course, Get like 50 people in here. But if the game isn't over, that's okay. We're still going to go live again at 8. So we're going to run until, we might even run until 7:30. I'm really not hungry. That's only 2.5 hours from now. So we'll see how I'm feeling when we hit 2.5 hours. I think that's a fair plan. All right. So what I've got on these strip sets, and I do remember now why I did it. So I just unclipped the clip, and this is the stack of papers I had with it, but I've got a pin in here. I've got them pinned to make sure that I didn't potentially get anything out of order. So now that strip set is pinned, and I can move around all these other pieces, and then I've got this clip I can just put back in here, and I'm actually going to fold these strips in half because that works really well for stacking all this up later. And so I'm just going to put the clips in and put a clip in and move it back over out of the way. Actually, right there is out of the way enough for me. So there's going to be purple, pink, blue, and Carrie's favorite yellow in this quilt as far as the points. So if you guys have not checked out this pattern yet, there is that link in the description. It is the Gemstone Wedding Star by Quiltworx. It is still available, so you can still buy it. I don't know if the sizing is different now than what it was when I got this one. And this one was actually a gift to me from someone. She looked at me and she said, "You have the skills, I don't." And she's like, "Here." She's like, "Would you want to do this?" I was like, "Sure, absolutely." And so therefore I now have a expensive pattern. Hey, Andy! Yay! She says hi all and hi Tammy. Thank you. And Jess from So Us by Jess, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. You guys are awesome for showing up today. This is the anti-game location. Not that you have to be anti-game to be here. Because I think Denise, you're double streaming, aren't you? But yeah, we're just gonna hang out and we're just gonna sew and chit chat and piece. It's technically quilting because it will become a quilt, but I don't call it quilting until we're actually quilting the layers. So the February freebie project is Fat Quarter Friendly. Hey, Katie, good to see you guys. Good to see all of you. Thank you. Oh, cooking and watching too. Hey, there you go. And Andy just finished making food for hubby. Okay, I gotta know what y'all are having to eat. This is the small food section of the channel. So if you guys want to talk about food, now is your only chance. Then we're going back to no food because we're not making Tammy hungry. We're not going to make Tammy ravenous. I did have a baked potato for lunch. I did butter, cheese, and bacon bits. That was what I put on mine. That's what I've got. Still looking for your zipper foot. Oh gosh, Andy. What machine do you have? Because it might be one that you might be able to pop down to the local Wally World and pick up a replacement foot for. Because Walmart does have some of those in stock. Like they do carry some. I'll put it that way. They do carry some of those, depending on the machine. Now, if it's a fancy dancy one, fancy schmancy, they're not gonna have it. Made taco, cream cheese taquitos, and chicken buffalo dip. Ooh, I want the chicken buffalo dip, please, please. Chicken buffalo dip for me. I pass on the cream cheese though. Hey Nikki, good to see you. She says hi Tammy and everyone. I'm glad you guys are here. Y'all are awesome. You are rocking it out for me. Thank you. Don't forget to do the thumbs up, guys. Don't forget to do it. Gotta let YouTube know that the big game so day is just as important as the other big game that everybody's talking about. That everybody's gonna watch the commercials for. What am I working on? Great question. There's a link in the description box. It is the Gemstone Wedding Star from Quiltworx. So this is actually my third Quiltworx project. And I figured it was, I have sewn on a Quiltworx project every big game day. So I figured why break a tradition, and I already had this one prepped and ready. So by next year, if I don't have any Quiltworx projects left, I have a plan. I already have a plan. I guess I was watching you and the game. The announcer's change in voice tells me when to look at the TV. Yeah, I know exactly how that goes. William, good to see you. He says that he had zucchini fries, egg rolls, 7-layer dip, pigs in a blanket, half a shrimp ring, and now he's ready for a nap. See, I could have the other half of your shrimp ring, and I would definitely do the egg rolls. Absolutely do the egg rolls. Pigs in a blanket are pretty good usually too. Just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. The zucchini fries are okay too, and the 7-layer dip maybe. I'd have to see. I have the game on, but I'm not a football fan. I will watch the commercials. See, there you go, Nikki. Why did William not invite me over? I'm just gotta say. Wanda says, I hope I don't make anyone mad at me, but we don't watch sports of any kind, so bring on the sewing day. I love that. See, there you go. See, I watch football, but I watch SEC. Like, I don't really care. Like, I will watch the Wyoming Cowboys. I will watch most SEC. I don't watch LSU. And I really don't follow NFL that much. I will watch it. If it's on, I will watch that before I watch golf. But I'll watch it, but it's not like I gotta have it. You know, that kind of thing. Oh, Andy's watching the Olympics. See? There we go. I did watch a couple of ice skating things. I think it's from the Olympics. I don't know for sure. I haven't tuned into anything yet. I've just kind of been floating along and functioning right now. So haven't gotten that far yet. I love the figure skating. So Summer Olympics do nothing for me. Like, I can't compete in half of those sports. And I had never even had dreams to compete with any of those sports. So my thing is figure skating. I will watch figure skating. And sometimes though, like the newer figure skaters, I'm not as into them as I was into figure skating when I was little. For the record, you're always invited to come over, but if you do, please bring Pepsis. Okay, fair enough. Noted. Well, when I get to come there and come down that way in January, then we'll be talking. Because that is a long drive. Just saying. That's a very long drive. I can't teleport either. They haven't invented teleportation yet. I think I would be there by sometime Monday evening if I left right now. And that's assuming I didn't fall asleep on the drive. Because that is a long, long drive. All right. Lining up the next one. Oh, Nightbot's got us also about the super chats. So guys, if you are wanting to put a super chat in to get entered for the April 14th raffle where I am giving away quilting and sewing related goodies, you can put your super chat in. Today is a good day for that. Unfortunately, the Patriots quarterback has an injured shoulder. He's been sacked 3 times in the last 5 minutes. Not a good omen. No, that doesn't sound good. When you are sacked that many times, that's pretty sad. That means that your team isn't protecting you, which is really bad. Sometimes it just means that the defense of the other team is really, really good. But sometimes it just means that your offense sucks. Hey, Shelby. Yeah, Shelby. Brain reset. Okay. Welcome in, Shelby. Glad you're here. Oh, glad you're here. So yeah, this is the Gemstone Wedding Star. So if you guys take a look at it, the rings of the Gemstone Wedding Star is what I'm sewing on right now, and this is a dark green. I know it shows it kind of black over here, but it is a dark green, and so I'm doing different shades of green for the rings, and then the points are going to look kind of like flowers. There's going to be brown, but then there's going to be pink, yellow, purple, and blue. So I'll just be here until I'm done sewing one block. Then I'm off to do laundry to get ready for my trip. Absolutely, Shelby. Absolutely. Thank you for at least stopping by. I appreciate it. Don't forget the thumbs up. I'm so glad you came. So glad you came. Seattle's defense is already pretty rough. I bet. I bet. Oh, okay. Katie, Greenland Quilter Katie, Shelby has sent you an email. She says, sorry, I missed y'all earlier today. Your message is passed on. So in case she wasn't watching the chat, is now in the official transcript of the live. Awesome. All right, so Nightbot is dropping the like button. Make sure to hit that and make sure to register for the next Zoom retreat if you are interested in attending. And Shelby, I will get back to you on, oh, you're so welcome. I am doing foundation paper piecing, Denise. Absolutely, I am. Quiltworx is all about that FPP. She loves FPP, and it is on newsprint, which is fantastically easy to tear out. It's amazing. Oh, good deal. Katie says she heard me. Awesome. So Shelby, I will get back to you on the other, I'm thinking Facebook Messenger video for the other that we were talking about. So we might pull that. I really enjoyed the puppy bowl. I had to quit watching because I wanted to adopt every puppy on there. See, I don't watch the puppy bowl because I got so confused about what the puppies were actually supposed to be doing, and it just confused me. And I have a puppy who probably would not want to share his toys. So, no, sir. I know you don't like sharing your sleeping spot over here either. Oh, you're so welcome, Shelby. Yeah, I basically booted Paladin. He likes to sleep over here next to me, underneath where my iron is. But then I have to do one of two things. I have to boot him to put my iron over here, or I have to put my iron over here. Which, you know, it's no big deal, I guess, in all honesty. But the problem comes in that if I need to get up and go do something or take care of something or whatever, then I have to move my ironing board to get up. He does not have to move my ironing board to go around it. So I have started booting him. So if he can't stay here, he is now underneath my cutting table. That is his new hidey hole place where he likes to hang out when mommy is sewing and quilting and making noise by talking to you guys. Because, you know, where else is he going to go? The Weenie page is not found. Oh, okay. And are you signed in to MeWe? Because if you are, let me, because you might have to, I'm wondering if you have to sign in first. I'm wondering if MeWe dropped a link somehow, because it's still new to me to drop it. Should be MeWe, M-E-W-E. And let's see. Let me make sure that something didn't get translated wrong. And go, let's see if that pulls up the link real quick. I have a teacup Yorkie named Gracie after God's grace, and she's always with me everywhere I go. She's so sweet. That is awesome. That is awesome. All right, Dawn, try that link and see if that takes you there. I'm trying it myself to see. Oh, no, it doesn't find it. Oh, gosh. Okay. Let's see if I can fix that. I'm betting that there is a cutoff on how many characters. That's probably what it is. Okay. Because the original Nightbot link doesn't have the full link. So there is now a new one in the chat just directly from me, and I'm going to pin it to the top. So that is a link for MeWe to go directly to the MeWe group. So give that one a try. See if that one loads for you and let me know. Let me know. You clicked on link. Okay, yeah. Try the second one or the pinned one up at the top, because that one's working for me. So see if that's, because the Nightbot one is not working. Let me go take that out because I don't know why it did not work, but we will fix it. We will fix it. Let's see. That's what it is. Okay. Okay. I'm going to fix it right now while I am thinking about it, because I don't want you guys to not be able to access it. Okay, that should work now. So when Nightbot puts it back in, it should work on the next one. So let me know if that new link works. And if not, then I'll take it down for the moment and I will troubleshoot it tonight or tomorrow. I'll troubleshoot it before Tuesday, we'll put it that way. Because I'll make myself a note to troubleshoot it before Tuesday. That way I can get you guys going with that. All right. So I now have all of these cut apart. And you do end up with a little bit of paper when you are freeform cutting, especially if you've got the extra room. John Bon Jovi is at the game. Nikki is hilarious. I love you. I love you. She says, I don't know any of the football players, but I know Bon Jovi. Oh, that is adorable. I love that. Because that is totally me. I wouldn't know any of the football players either. But you put somebody on there that I might actually recognize? Oh yeah, I would know that. Put George Clooney in there. Maybe Brad Pitt. I might recognize the two of them. I don't have that facial recognition, so they're like, they have to be those really like impression faces for me. For me to have even a remote chance. I know about what John Bon Jovi looks like the long hair and all that. Katie's asking if he's singing at the game. Oh, I don't know. He didn't sing the national anthem, from what everybody was telling me. They had other people singing the national anthem, like two people singing the national anthem. And the halftime show, I didn't see John Bon Jovi's name on the halftime show at all. He might just be in the crowd. Oh, Jess saw Adam Sandler. Oh my gosh. You know, I'm actually not surprised that there's all these celebrities at the game, because it is out in California. So it's not that far of a drive for them. All right, so I got this one, and then I got 2 more stacks. And then we can move on to the next fabric. He was just walking around. Okay, so John Bon Jovi was not singing at the game. Hey, Tuber Chat! Good, so good to see you. I came and thumbs up earlier. I just didn't have the ability to stay. So I do pay attention. I really do. Thank you for your support, Tuber Chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I need to be over there more often, but I just haven't made it yet. We're almost in the second quarter, Katie. Oh, good deal. The game's going fast then. Maybe that's because the defense is horrid. What's the score is what Katie is asking. Very good question, because I don't know. I know the Seahawks scored the first, and they were up by 3 at their first score. That's the furthest that I know. But as long as the game is going, I'm live. Thank you, Tuber Chat. Shared on Reddit. I love it. Thank you. Today is the day for it. So I'm live today during the game. I'm always live every year during the annual big game, big football game. And then I will be live tonight again at 8. So I'm gonna be live a lot today. Seattle's 3, Patriots 0. Okay. So nobody else has made anything. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Tuber Chat. Saying hi to everybody. I appreciate it. I, for the life of me, cannot think of your first name, but I know who you are. Oh, Kevin. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Katie and Andy filled me in. Thank you. I couldn't think for the life of me. It has been that kind of day. That kind of day. But Big Game Show Day is all about relaxing. Yay! Terry says she has applied to MeWe. Good deal. Good deal. So that link did work. Good. Good, good, good. I will get over there and get you guys in if you've applied to the MeWe group. And so if you want to do super chats today, you can. You are more than welcome to. That gets you a raffle ticket for April 14th. If you don't want to actually win anything and you just want to contribute, you can just tell me and I will keep that in mind. The Show and Tell, you can participate from MeWe or from Facebook. I will collect from both starting this upcoming month. I'll be right back. Going to cook up some burgers. Oh, good deal. Wanted to cook me up one too. Oh, Terry was over in Kevin's live. She was in the chat. Awesome. Yeah, I totally tried to catch it. Oh, dinner's ready for Dawn. She's got pork chops and she'll see us later. Thank you, Dawn. Have fun eating that. Bad Bunny is the halftime show. I'm not familiar with his music, but Leanna, the pastry queen, is a big fan, so I'm looking forward to hearing him. Oh, good deal. Oh, Terry, thank you. She says thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's been one of those days, guys. It's been one of those days. But yeah, so this is the Gemstone Wedding Star. So every Big Game Show Day, I always do foundation paper piecing because I can absolutely just. What are you cooking? She's going into lurk mode to finish cooking. So every Big Game Show Day, I always work on a foundation paper piecing project. So far, it has always been Quiltworx, and this year's no exception. Next year might, but just depends on what I got left. Hey, Zaza, good to see you. He won Record of the Year, apparently, according to Katie. Oh, good deal. Congratulations to Bad Bunny for that. I do not follow everything, and it's just because I don't have enough time in the day. Oh, yeah. Kevin says he said hello, but we were flying today. Yeah. You guys were from the 2 minutes that I was there. Yeah. You were just absolutely blasting through. Made a beef stew. Oh, Nikki, I love that plan. I gotta figure out what we're gonna make this week for food. Because we just did the last of the potatoes. I think we're kind of on that burnout a little bit for baked potatoes. I think we're finally hitting there, maybe. We've had baked potatoes for 3 different meals lately, so I think we need a break from them. But I don't know what I want to fix. I don't know what Mr. Siberian Wind wants to fix either. Because that's always a concern. What does he want to fix? Or does he want to fix anything? He fixed this tuna pasta dish. So if any of you guys, the next time he's on, you see him, you want to ask him about his tuna pasta dish, he'll tell you everything that's in it because I don't even know. I know there's pickle relish in it. I know there's macaroni pasta. I know there's tuna. And I know there's tomatoes. I don't know the rest of what's in it. I have no idea. And he does eat it cold. So whatever the heck it is that he makes, it's that. Oh, Zaza found a cute little emoji. I like it. I don't know what it is, but I like it from what I can see of it. I would really have to scroll into the chat a little bit. Let's see. Hi, Kathy. Did I miss Kathy? Is Kathy here? Did I miss her? I didn't see Kathy come in. I hope I didn't miss her. If I missed somebody, y'all be nice to me. Nope. Don't like hot tinned tuna. I don't know what all is in his tuna pasta thing. So it's something that his mom made when he was growing up, and each of the 5 siblings has a different version of this same recipe. Every last one of them has a different version of it. And I don't eat it, and I don't know what goes into it. What does he bind it with? Mayo, Italian? I don't know. I don't know. Yes, macaroni is elbow pasta. Sure is. Yeah, but I don't know what he binds it with. I feel like it's some kind of oil. He's not a mayo person. Terry likes tuna with pasta. Yeah, I do occasionally. It's just not my very common meal. My hubby made little smokies. I wanted something with veggies. I do love little smokies. I also love to do meatballs. And my particular recipe is the barbecue sauce and the grape jelly put together. Maybe canned soup condensed. Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know. So you guys might have to ask him next time he's on with me. I ate too much tuna noodle casserole and creamed tuna on toast as a kid to want to eat it anymore. Yeah. You and me, Shelby. You and me, Shelby. I mean, I can handle it like once in a blue moon. Now, I will eat tuna salad. Don't get me wrong. I will eat some tuna salad. But I don't eat it as much as I used to because that, for a while, was the only thing I could afford to make. I could get tuna cheap. I could get scratch and dent tuna cans cheap at the grocery store. And I can get mayo, and I can get relish, and I can get crackers. And that's what I would eat a lot when my son was little. I didn't make him eat it because I didn't want him sick of anything. So, like, I didn't do that to my son. But, yeah, I ate that a lot when he was little. I'll be lurking while I'm washing dishes. That is absolutely fine, Zaza. Mr. Siberian Wind interrupted the first part of this with washing dishes. Oh. He loves to wash dishes by hand. I put them in the dishwasher. We agree to disagree. If it's the only choice, I would eat it, but if I have a choice, I'd rather not. I hear you on that, Shelby. I hear you on that. I mean, I will eat tuna. It's just not my... Because I ate it so much when my son was little, like, it's one of those familiar flavors I will eat. I'm the same way with bologna. I won't eat bologna unless I really just have to be in the mood for it. And, like, we'll buy 1 pack of bologna, and once it's gone, I don't buy bologna again for another 4 to 6 months. Because I won't eat it for a while after I've eaten a thing of bologna. That's actually something I could go for right now. I haven't had it in a while. Dad made chicken a la king when I was a kid. It was my favorite, along with hot dogs and tomato soup. I didn't do hot dogs and tomato soup. Mine was always just grilled cheese. We had hot dogs a lot. Like hot dogs with chips or something. Or fries or whatever. But we didn't do tomato soup when I was growing up. I didn't even actually try tomato soup until I was an adult and my kid was little. I love tuna salad with sliced grapes on toast, but I'm a tuna noodle casserole out. Yeah, there you go, Nikki. Oh, I don't know what his pasta deal is, like, but I will not eat it. I will not eat it. Hey, Patricia, welcome in. Glad you're here. I never had tuna baked as a kid. No tuna casserole. Okay, so tuna casserole doesn't have to necessarily be baked. There's a hamburger helper version, and it is all on the stovetop. And it is still called tuna casserole, even though it's not actually baked. I have never gone through with tuna being baked. Oh, you know what else I could go for? I could go for some salmon. Like, make some salmon croquettes or salmon patties or something. I wouldn't be able to eat too many of them, but I could go for that. That could be on my list of things to fix for myself. Because Mr. Siberian Wind won't eat it. But I will. I will eat it. Let's see. I never had tuna bake. Okay, let's see. Where am I at? When he would ask me what I wanted for dinner, he would say, and no hot dogs or tomato soup. So your dad hit his limit. Love the Polar Bears Kiss Cam commercial. Oh, that's cool. I will have to check that one out. I have not pre-checked out any of the commercials, although Mr. Siberian Wind has already shown me a few to go ahead and spoil them for me. But is warmed up canned tuna? Yes, it is warmed up. Yeah. So you do the pasta and all that, and you throw the tuna in, like drained tuna into it, and then the whole dish is warmed up on the stovetop. Yeah, that's what the like hamburger helper tuna casserole stuff is, but it's not in the oven. But you said the food talk was over, right, Carrie? I know. Everybody got in on it though. There's so many people talking about your food now. It's kind of hard to shut it down. My dad knew what I would answer. Yes, he did, Terry. Yes, he did. The one thing that I hated growing up is green beans. I still hate them today. Regina, welcome in. Easy tuna stovetop casserole, box of Kraft mac and cheese, can of tuna, and can of cream and mushroom soup. I didn't starve during college. Yeah, there you go. I did not know how to make eggs. I did not know how to make macaroni and cheese. I didn't know how to make any of that until I was in college. That is when I learned how to make all of that. That is absolutely when I learned. All right, so this strip set is slightly different. So I ran out of strips, and so I put in different strips, and that is part of the beauty of this, is they're still gonna look gorgeous. It's still gorgeous. This last one is also going to be different slightly too, somehow. I'm not sure exactly how, maybe. Or maybe I haven't sewn it. No, I've sewn it as many lines as I have on the others. I don't know. But I'm just following the process. Just repeating the same steps. Hey, Pam. Good to see you. Oh. Okay, let's see. Terry says she likes cold pasta with tuna. I was laughing at Nikki's comment. She says, I don't know what Kraft did to the mac and cheese, but I do not like it now. So there's actually proof that they have changed the size of the boxes, and they've changed some of the ingredients and all. So they have changed some of the stuff in Kraft mac and cheese as well as other products. And it is not the same product as what you grew up eating. So if you didn't learn to make it from scratch, where you can recreate it, you're basically at the mercy of the big food companies and what they decide that they need to do for profits. So all these old cake mix recipes, where, you know, instead of using cake to do, you know, you use what's on the box or whatever. Nikki says, I knew it, it's gross now, right? So the cake mixes used to be a certain size. Now, because of inflation, the companies that make cake mixes now do not make the cake mixes the same size as what was used in our old recipes. So now you cannot make some of the older recipes using an existing box of cake mix, because the cake mix has changed. It is not the only product on the market that's done that. Kraft mac and cheese has always been gross garbage to eat. I grew up having homemade mac and cheese, and the kids also grew up with the same as me, says Katie. I count that lucky. The last time I tried Kraft, when I boiled the noodles, itty bitty ants were oh gosh. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, no ants for me, Pam. I agree. I've switched to Annie's when I have a craving for boxed mac and cheese. There you go. There you go. Annie's has a lot of good food. I did try the gluten-free Annie's at one point. That was a little bit of a mistake. It did not hit exactly what I was looking for in boxed mac and cheese. I cannot get Mr. Siberian Wind to eat boxed mac and cheese no matter what. He's always been that way. He never grew up eating it, and he's never liked it. And my stepkids from my second marriage, that was all they ate for a while. because their dad had lost his job and they had no money. So what was the food bank giving them? Mac and cheese. Boxes of mac and cheese. So the kids were so sick of it that you couldn't get them to eat a box of mac and cheese. My son loved it, but my stepkids would not touch it. A retreat weekend. I know, Patricia, right? So go sign up. Okay, so there's 2 retreats. The September retreat is the one in person here in Casper. There is a video that you can go watch, and it's going to take you to the first video, and there's a second video to go along with it. And you can sign up for more information. The first email on that is going out shortly. I will be sending out an email shortly to all those who've registered as interested. Just with more updates about where we're at with everything. The other one is the Zoom retreat coming up in February 28th through March 1st. That is 35 hours of quilting and sewing and chatting time. So 35 hours straight. Ironically, the first and only time I had tuna helper was at Effie Warren. I know where that is. I don't know why it took water forever to boil. You put noodles in the pot before the water boils. That took forever. Noodles were mush. Oh my gosh. My husband asked me never to make it again. Okay. So Effie Warren is not high altitude, but it's close enough. So you have to adjust the box instructions on anything to high altitude. Effie Warren in Cheyenne is not at high altitude, but it's darn close. Water at higher altitude does seem to take forever to boil. We are at 5,100 feet, so water takes a little bit longer here to boil than it does in Cheyenne. Gluten-free, just not right. But if I were gluten-free, at least there would be an option. There you go. There you go. That's kind of how I look at it too. I wasn't really thrilled about it. Like, it was horrid tasting. It was cheesy, but it was horrid tasting. I don't remember if I ate that when I was vegan or not. I was vegan for a year because I had one kid that wouldn't eat any meat, and then I had one kid who was allergic to dairy and eggs. The kid that wouldn't eat meat would eat, dairy and eggs, but the kid that, couldn't eat dairy and eggs would eat meat. So I figured if I made something that I could eat as a vegan, then everybody in the house could possibly eat it. Whether they wanted to or not, that's up to them. But I would have made food that is dietarily meeting their requirements. Oh. I think it wasn't Annie's that was gluten-free. I think it was... I almost want to swear that it was. Oh. Okay, food talk. We are still talking about food. I think we all talk about food on these channels because everybody can communicate in the language of food. We all have to eat. We don't all have to sew every day, but we do all have to eat. I am one of those that I need to sew every day. I need to pet fabric and know that I can create something. Patricia says her daughter went through a vegan phase. Much better options now. Oh yeah, tons better options now. That was back 2013, 2014, I believe, because I was still working. It could have been as early as 2012. So, I mean, there's a lot more vegan options now than there was when I was doing that, when I had to be vegan to make, everything make sense. Now, I will say, my son is allergic to eggs and milk, and my body, when I came back from being vegan, and did I have leftovers in the fridge? No, not usually. I usually made just what we would all eat because there was 5 of us. It was a fairly big house. I mean, not huge, but like big enough house. I must sew every day. I hear you, Carrie. I want to. I definitely want to. Yeah, when I made vegan stuff, you know, it just depended on what I made as to whether or not the kids want to eat any more of it. But if it would reheat, I would put it in Tupperware and, you know, take it to work and reheat it for the next day. I was not shy about it. I don't sew every day, says Nikki, and once it warms up, I'm outside a lot. I like sewing, but I go through sewing spurts. So now once the weather stops playing whatever little game it's playing right now, because it should not be 55 degrees right now, once the weather stops playing that, I will start deciding when I want to start planting things, like pre-planting for the summer. I really want to move this summer, but I still want to have pretty plants. So I will sacrifice. Oh, you're good, Denise. She says, sorry, I was texting my daughter. I can't believe I did that. You're good. You're good. I've done crazier. You're fine. What all did I do? I wish I could plant my chocolate cherry sunflowers here, but I don't have any ground to plant them in. But I will seed start so I actually have plants. 2 years ago I did not seed start and I got nothing. I think I maybe got 3 flowers total all season, and that was so disappointing. But if I seed start, all of my stuff will have sprouted before, and you know, got a little bit of height to it before I plant it outside, and then it at least stands a chance. So like out of like 10 plants, you know, maybe 7 of them will survive. So that's not too bad. That's better than what it was before. I love being outside during summer, so usually sow more in the winter. I hear you on that. I do love to plant and grow, and I like to be outside during the summer too. Patricia says 9 months to retirement that I can sew every day. See, your retirement is your baby that you're expecting. You're expecting your retirement baby. I love it. That's perfect timing. It's perfect timing. And that will be, let's see, we're in February, so that'll be in the winter. So that'll be perfect time to pick back up on your sewing. That'll be perfect time for that. Absolutely perfect time for that. Hey, Linda, welcome in. Welcome. Let's see. I sneezed my head off all day. I must be red cedar pollen. I take more allergy medication in the afternoon. Oh no. That's disappointing. It's kind of good that, you know, it's sprouting now. Maybe it won't, you know, bother you later on in the season. Because, I mean, this is only February. I know that somebody asked me what's my favorite flower, and I had to say, if you're giving me flowers to have, like, in my home, they need to be plastic. We have learned that Tammy and flowers indoors do not work. They're beautiful and they're pretty until they heat up in the interior of my home. And then when they heat up, they release everything. And I don't know if it's the smell or if it's the pollen on the flowers or in the flowers, but my body does not like flowers in the apartments. I've never been able to handle them since I moved here. And I didn't know, you know, I might have had problems with them before we moved down here or moved up here, but I don't know for sure because I was dealing with the heat and the weather and all of that. And it was always obnoxious. And I was always, you know, on the verge of getting sick all the time. So it could have actually been flowers that I had in the house. So as long as they're outside, I'm fine. They don't bother me. My friend gave me 3 something. Okay. I so want to plant chocolate cherry sunflowers this year, but I don't have ground to plant them in. Oh, I miss my chocolate cherries. That's going to be like one of the first things that I order when I get a house is I'm going to get the seeds for my chocolate cherries. I think I have seeds already. I think I do. We'll find out what they are. I don't know if they're regular sunflowers or if they're chocolate cherries. And surprisingly enough, whatever sunflowers I got last year, had pollen on them. In droves. Like, you went to shake the sunflower head and pollen is going everywhere. And that was the first time I've ever had that happen. I've had sunflowers in windy environments. I've had them outside, I've had them wherever. I've never had pollen come off of the sunflower before until last year. It was crazy to me. So crazy. 3 Go Cube sets, and some of the dies are still in plastic. Ah, nice! That is an amazing gift, Carrie. That is an amazing gift. I love the Go Cubes. My favorites are carnation, sweet pea, and lilac, all very fragrant. Yep. I can't do carnations, especially indoors. Carnations and marigolds are just too fragrant for me. I've been retired a little over a year. It's awesome. I love iris flowers. I wish they lasted longer. Yeah. So sunflowers, they last for a really long time. Like, we're talking decent amount of time for a sunflower head before the plant starts, cutting it off and killing it off. But I love my sunflowers. I love them. Yeah, Shelby, I hadn't either. She says she'd not heard of the sunflowers releasing pollen. I had never heard of it either. Never. And I've never seen it happen until this past year. So whatever brand I got last year, little dwarf sunflowers that I got them to grow. But, I thought I had thawed hamburger, but it was chicken thighs, so we're going to have chicken and rice. Hey, make do with what you got open. I hear ya. Let's see, where am I at? Where did I miss? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going back and reading. My bad. Hey, we're sitting with 30 people, guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up like button if you haven't already. You only have to hit it once, or you can hit the thumbs down twice. Wanda says, Carrie, I love my AccuQuilt. I love my AccuQuilt. I love mine. Mine's the studio. I do need some more dies for it, but that's like not, I gotta have it right now kind of thing. I can wait on it. I gotta get some other things taken care of first. I have like a hierarchy of my wish list. And the thing I need the most is probably one of the more expensive things that I need. So that's always the way it is, right? I have sunflowers in my yard. The neighbor boy asked me where I got mine. I had to explain about birds' digestive planting. See? Yes. Yes, I love that, Nikki. I love that. So I love the really tall sunflowers. When I first got the chocolate cherries that I got, I was back in Alabama. I had never heard of them. Never seen them before. I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. And we're going to get something that looks different. And we're going to go with my Halloween theme in my garden. So anything with an odd color, that's what I was going for. And so I planted those, and they're like 7 foot tall. And so I'm like 5'4", and they're in a raised garden. So they were way above my head. It was adorable. Cyphers ate mine from the roots up. The plants were about 4 feet tall. Oh no, that's horrid. That's horrid. I have not had anything like that happen. Now, I don't do well with tomato plants. I struggle growing tomato plants because they smell. They put off an aroma. And cucumber plants also put off an aroma. I grew them like gangbusters back in Alabama. But I don't know that I can handle them. And I've got some Floridade tomatoes, I think I still have the seeds for them, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I do or not. But I got them because they are okay in high heat, which we do get here. It's not as high heat as Florida, but it's dry. So I figured we'd try them. And I just haven't had a chance to try them. Gophers. Okay, gotcha. Whatever a Cyphers is. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know what a cipher is either. Well, I mean, there's a cipher for like use a cipher for decoding. Maybe autocorrect is trying to tell you need to decode what autocorrect is thinking. Oh, I could totally see autocorrect doing something like that. A cipher would be like decoding a puzzle kind of thing. Cipher for, you know, special secret messages. Oh, that would be funny. It's a strange autocorrect, but it's so funny. I grew, let's see, what all? Pat says, gotta leave. Absolutely. She says, time for the PBS shows. Always enjoy you all visiting. Thank you, Pat. Have a great evening. Rita, welcome in. She says, try the purple tomatoes. They are not as strong smelling as the beefsteaks. Ooh. I don't know if he'll eat them or not. Because I don't typically eat tomatoes. I'm like William. It's not that I'm allergic to them, like William is. But I don't eat a lot of tomatoes. But that would be Halloween themed. That would absolutely be Halloween themed. They have a new sunflower called Creme Brulee. Very pretty. But I feed black sunflower seeds. So that's what the birds plant for me. Oh, there you go. There you go. I might have to look into the Creme Brulee. Put in my yard, when I have a yard, put Creme Brulee in 5 fingers and like a sleep. You and me both, Denise. You and me both. Put creme brulees on the sides of my chocolate cherries. Oh, that would stand out. It would stand out. With all the snow we got this year, the ground for gardening will be perfect. I plant several varieties of tomatoes, green beans, squash, carrots, corn, peppers, onions, and such. Oh, very cool, Wanda. Rita doesn't eat them either, but she grows them. See, that's kind of where I'm at. Is I would grow them, just to grow them. Because I like, you know, something different. But that's whether or not they'll grow up here too, because I also have to take into account high altitude growing, because it's not as straightforward. But until I actually have ground I can plant into, I'm not taking on a whole lot. I so want to have a yard and be able to plant my own things. And yes, we are absolutely doing Halloween here. We're absolutely going to take my Halloween theme and we are going to run with it in my garden. So at one point, I bought one of those wedding arches from Hobby Lobby because it was cheaper than some of the gardening arches that you can buy. And I planted morning glories. Well, morning glories are vines, and it's also very toxic to dogs. So my raised garden, I made sure that my dog did not go near it. Like, he didn't go like sniffing the plants or whatever, because I didn't want him touching the morning glories or getting sick from them. And I had morning glories and 4 o'clocks. And so my morning glories would be open in the morning, and then my 4 o'clocks would be open in the afternoon. So it didn't matter what time of day I went out there was always going to be an open flower. I loved it. But I told someone not too long as. They asked why I grow them if I do not eat them. I said just to watch them grow. Oh, that's true, Rita. Dahlias and mums in orange would be pretty. They would be. I do like some dahlias. I'm not huge on mums. Mums are greater for like later in the winter, or later in the summer and into fall. But I don't like the smell of mums. The smell actually makes me feel like I should be sick. I don't know why. It just feels weird. I just buy tomatoes at the farmer's market. I love to slice one up and sprinkle salt on it, but if I eat too many, I get mouth sores. Oh, that's not pleasant, Nikki. They were beautiful, Wanda. She said, I bet the morning glories are beautiful. They were gorgeous. And I had 2 different varieties of morning glories. So I had 2 different color arrangements of morning glories. And then the 4 o'clocks were yet another color. So every time I went out there was always a flower open on that arch. And I would, go out and see what was closed and what looked like it was going to open the next day or so. And so I'd kind of like pre-spot what flowers I was going to see the next day. Back in Alabama, I had hummingbirds all over the place. I've got a beautiful hummingbird feeder that I've not been able to use because I got it right before I left Alabama. And 3rd floor balcony with the wind shear that we have, a hummingbird feeder is not going to survive that. So I need to get I'll need to get my hummingbird feeder out and set up when I get moved into a house. I'll set up a bird feeder too, maybe. But I more love the hummingbirds more than the just regular birds. I love some hummingbirds. Did you know hummingbirds actually remember the flowers that they've eaten from? And if they like your garden or they like your yard or your feeder or whatever, they will remember your particular feeder and come back to it. They have that kind of memory. I planted zinnias grow crazy here last year and had so many butterflies. I'm planting more this year. I love seeing all the different butterflies. Hummingbirds like zinnias too. They do. Aloe vera, they do not have a scent, and the flowers they produce are amazing because they can reach 8 foot tall. It gives me lots and lots of hummingbirds. Ooh, I've never had an aloe that bloomed. I've never had a blooming aloe. My dog is now growling in his sleep, guys. I don't know if you guys can hear him or not over the fan. He's underneath my table. He's closer to the mic than my fan is, but I don't know if you guys can hear him, but he's growling in his sleep. He's chasing something or he's fighting with something. I don't know what, but it's adorable. It's adorable. He's asleep. I know he's asleep. All right. That gets that row all the way on all of these done. Let me trim these apart. I'll show you where we're at. So I go, let's see. Okay. Nightbot's putting stuff in there. It's like, what in the heck is going in there? It's Nightbot. Nightbot's doing its job. I figured if Nightbot was going to give me so much grief and be picky to people, I figured I needed to put Nightbot to work and actually do something other than just censor people. So I put Nightbot to work. We can't hear him. Oh, I wish y'all could. I wouldn't want to scare anybody, but that would be kind of cute if you guys could hear him. Aw. I didn't trim this paper on this one down very far. So I'm trimming as I go. Alright. So this pattern, this Gemstone Wedding Star pattern, uses jelly rolls in order to do your strip sets. I love my dog's dreams. Super cute. They are, aren't they? Alright, so that is what we've got so far, guys. We've got 4 fabrics on here. It doesn't look like 4 because they're all dark shades of green. But that is what is on all of those strip sets that we've done today. I think there's 40 of these. Let's see. So all 7 papers have been sewn onto the strip. I think 7 of them have, let's see. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we're making 40 of these. So there's 40 of these. This is the other color variation from the first one. So it's all rich, rich greens on here. So the next one we're going to be adding is down here. So I'm going to go ahead and trim these up. And then we're going to grab the next strip and just add on. It is a strange bloom. A long stalk forms on the ends. These tiny little bright orange, red, purple colored flowers. And maybe 50 per stalk. Wow. That sounds beautiful. But yeah, I've never seen one bloom. That's cool. My aloe did fantastic when I moved up here. I do need to replace it. But I made the mistake down in the southeast. You can almost leave your aloe out year-round. You can't do that here. You can't do that here. Your aloe will freeze. And when it freezes, because there's so much water inside of it, because it is a cactus type plant, it actually expands and it destroys the structure of the stalk on the aloe, and it cannot be rebuilt. Like it doesn't dry out and then fix itself kind of thing. It just like disintegrates. It's kind of disgusting looking when it does it, but at least now I know what happens to an aloe when it freezes. I was very disappointed. My aloe just did not make that. Yes, Nikki. She said she'd love to see an aloe bloom. I would too. I would absolutely love that. So what I'm doing is I'm going ahead and it is a succulent, but succulents are types of cacti. Is my understanding. They're in that same kind of category. The majority of the center of them is a water type. It's kind of like the veins in our body. So when it freezes, it expands, creates ice crystals, and just can't survive that. All right, we're gonna turn this down. See if I can keep it going for the stream. Oh wow, it's already 6 o'clock here. That's shocking. We've been live for 2 hours, guys. That's amazing. So I will probably take, I don't know if I'm going to take an hour or 30 minutes. I guess we'll see as we get closer to time. Tonight I'm going to put binding on the front of the quilt. I won't continue to work on this tonight. Just note that at the same time, aloe vera is toxic to dogs. He never went to eat it, so... but good to know, good to know. I brought 2 of my begonias in. One has done well, the other not so much. Yeah. I did what I could when I was living in Alabama, and I was used to the weather there as far as, how plants grow in it. I'm still learning here. It's just, there's so much wind, especially on my patio. I just can't bring it here. It is 8 o'clock. Oh, you're in Eastern time zone, Wanda. Yes, I am in Mountain time zone. So I start my after sunset Sunday is always at 10 p.m. your time. 10 to midnight. We are the late crew. We're not the late crew, because that's William over at his channel. But we're the late crew over here. The inside of the legs of the aloe vera are gel. Yes, yeah. Because that's used to make the medical stuff for medical, like sunburns and healing. Yeah. As long as people are not allergic to it, they can use that. I did not know people were allergic to it until recently. I learned that. Oh, there we go. Nightbot's dropped the link for the Zoom retreat for February 28th through March 1st. Thank you, Nightbot. You are doing your good job. Oh, and participating in social media with me and the other. And it is still doing the old. It is still doing the old link. We're going to remove that. So I deleted Nightbot's message. I put Nightbot in timeout, guys. I usually plant pansies in March, then start adding other flowers. Ooh, I have not had pansies here yet. I should probably do some pansies. I might have to miss after sunset. I hear you, Gary. I know. I know how that goes. Believe me, I do. I'll be tired enough I should miss after sunset. I have an early morning tomorrow, says Gary. I do too. But you're Eastern time zone, so your early is much earlier than my early. Your earlier is much earlier than my early. All right. So basically, I am now going in reverse order. So the last strip sets that I sewed onto is the first strip sets that I'm sewing onto now, but we are just repeating the same process. We are just going to be sewing on that line and doing a strip set. So it's fairly straightforward. And this is the last one on this side. So I don't necessarily need to trim anything immediately because I will trim it all when I have time to sit down with my scissors and hand trim. Yeah, your morning being earlier than mine. Yes. I have to be out at my sew day at 9 a.m. And instead of not having to carry anything, because we moved locations, I am now going to be carrying Quinn with me because I want continuity of whatever I'm sewing. I already know what project I'm going to be working on. So we'll see how we set up for that and how it goes and how easy it is and all of that mess. That will be tomorrow. So this will be our first day at a new location. And provided that that all goes well as planned, then I will start advertising that location to my local community to get people to come hang out and help out with Quilts of Valor. Because we definitely need some more help. It's just 2 of us right now, and I've got 4 quilts to quilt for Quilts of Valor right now. So I've got a lot to get done. And I can only quilt during certain hours because the machine is too loud and it would disturb my neighbor downstairs. Ugh. The comedy of my life, guys. Comedy of my life. But fabric and sewing, always top notch. No score yet for Patriots. Only 20 seconds left in the first half. Seattle 6. Oh my gosh. So 6-0 going into the half. That's crazy. So halftime show will hit for about 30 minutes. So about 6:30 my time is when they'll join back up. So we'll go a little bit, and then I'll probably take, I don't know. I'll take a 30-minute break. Maybe I'll take an hour. Maybe I'll take an hour because I'm going to be going for 2 hours. I need to probably eat. Not that I want to eat, but that I probably should eat. I'm just going to say that. Probably should eat. Now that we've talked so much food, now I'm feeling it. And you guys know how that goes. You talk about food, you get hungry, right? I mean, I could eat on the live, but that's really poor taste. I do it on William's live because we're going for 3 hours, and it's late night for me. So, but not during my days. Not during my normal stuff. I remember our apartment life. I was so glad when we bought our house. Yeah. We stayed in a house for a while. We rented a house. Then we moved to a trailer, and that was the worst move we could have ever made because it was falling apart. And the landlords were not just useless, but less than useless on helping fix anything in the trailer. We were just left to fend for ourselves. So then we moved into an apartment. We ended up moving out of that place early. The very next apartment we moved into, we also moved out of early because it was a bad situation as well. And then after that, we moved into a house that we were at for 2 years. Loved that. It was fantastic. And then we were just renting that though. And then now we're in an apartment again. So yeah, we want out. We're almost at 3 years here. I think pansies would do well in Wyoming. They like colder weather and are wind tolerant and so many colors. They are. There's places out here that have pansies. I just haven't grown them here myself yet. That's all. I probably could. Because, I mean, they're great in containers, which is what I have to grow in. I can't just put them in the ground anywhere. I got to grow them in a container. I could take some of my extra sunflower seeds and spread them all over there used to be a field, but I could go spread them all over a couple places, and then I would have sunflowers regardless of whether or not I can plant them. And they're not invasive, so that's another bonus. But I'm not going to do my good sunflowers that way. I am going to keep my good sunflowers for myself. Actually, I think the seeds that I have are chocolate cherry. They're seeds from the sunflowers that somebody grew for me. They were chocolate cherry. It was so sweet of her to grow those for me. Absolutely love the chocolate cherries. Got to go visit them and see them in her yard. Because she could grow them because she had a yard. Alright, so our first set is done. And 9-0 for Seattle. Oh my gosh. Patriots are not doing well at all. Alright, so we've got all of one side. And then when we come back to this other side, which is going to start the next line, 1, 2, 3 lines. So that's all we'll have left to do on these. It won't be bad at all. It's just that I have a good stack of these to do. That was 7 of them or something. I don't remember how many that was, but I still got the rest of the 40 to do. The rest of the 40. Nikki put her pansies in pots. Her zinnias and iris are raised beds. Everything else is in a pot. I did raise zinnias in a bed here, or in a pot here. Zinnias grew. I did grow some poppies last year, which was amazing because I'd never grown them before. I grew a couple of other things I'd never grown before too. And I've got pictures of them on my phone somewhere. I guess I would need to find them because I don't remember what all I grew. I make a list usually, but I don't think I made a list last year of everything that I grew. I have a whole like notebook, and I plan where I plant everything. Rena says she's has raised beds for gardening. She had a pine tree removed last year and plan on putting in a flower garden in the spot where the tree was. That's a beautiful plan, Rena. Beautiful plan. So the house that we were in didn't have any fencing. I wish I could send you a plate through the computer. The chicken rice is delicious. You'd only be able to send the chicken. I'd let you keep all the rice. I do not eat rice. I'm the weirdo. I am the absolute weirdo. I don't eat rice. But that's okay. But I would love the chicken. Had to look up chocolate cherry sunflowers since I've never heard of them. They are beautiful. They are, Linda. They are so beautiful. So when you go to take a picture of a chocolate cherry sunflower, it is just... it's so stunning. So the outer leaf or the outer petals of the sunflower, the petals of a sunflower are actually leaves. They're not actual petals like in a traditional plant, which I love about. Terry, welcome in. So I love it's so dark. And then sometimes you've got this bright ring right at the center around the center head of the sunflower. So the outer petals are dark, and then as you go to the center, you've got this ring around it, and then it's just so dark in the center as well. They're beautiful. They're so beautiful. There's a couple of other varieties out there that are also that dark color. But that one just captured me. Absolutely captured me. So my next thing is when I move, I will start looking at all of the flowers that I could grow that will feed into my Halloween nature. Feed the alternate colors. They are gorgeous, Nikki. I will see if I can find a picture of them, and I will share that tonight if I can remember to. If I can remember to, I will share. Because I should have a picture somewhere. I don't know if it's on my phone or if it's on my computer. But I can share ones from when I actually grew them. Because I did grow them. They were so stunning. They're so tall too. They're so very tall. But so Tom does all the decorating, right? Tom decorates inside the house. He decorates outside the house. He decorates for holidays. He does all of that. He leaves the gardening alone. He will cut the grass. Like, he'll maintain the grass. And that's his job. Like, the yard is his job. But the flowers, that's me. That is all me. I get to do all of that. And I love that part of it. I used to never like gardening, but I do love it now. The one plant that I was familiar with growing up that my mom planted every year was gladiolas. She planted gladiolas bulbs, and I loved watching those things grow. I was going to plant them. I was going to plant some at the house that we rented for 2 years, but for some reason it just ended up being set aside for the other things that I wanted to grow instead of that, like the other things that I, had not tried yet. But absolutely, I will be planting gladiolas here as well if they will survive it. I would love to have some gladiolas again, because it's more about the memories than anything for them. I did plant hollyhock. I do all the decorations and gardening. Hubby likes golf. That's it. See, I don't have to do the yard cutting. Tom used to do pest control, and he did yard work growing up. So the yard, he doesn't mind that. He doesn't mind it. And he likes what I do with the gardening, like the you know, the colors that I pick and the flowers that I pick. He likes seeing that. And I think he also gets a kick out of it because then I get so excited about this next flower that's blooming. And I have to like pull him outside immediately to come see this new flower. So I think he gets a kick out of it for that too. But he leaves the flower stuff to me. The flowers and edible plants, all that's me. I get to do all the deciding on that. And now that we're in an environment that is easier for me to handle, it is so much easier for me to go outside and spend time outside. So I've desperately missed gardening because container gardening on the patio just is not where it's at. It is not enough of a garden for me. I need a bigger space to garden where I can grow taller and bigger plants and where I can, you know, tweak it year after year. And like our pots stay out there year round, so we don't bring them in. We don't like empty the soil out because we're not going to buy new soil every year. So yeah, the garden is basically wintered right now because there's nothing left in it. Nothing left in it. Oh, Wanda says I would love to learn about edible plants. There is a lot out there. A lot out there. I don't have luck with gladiolas. The stems break. I do that with Jack. He'll say how nice my flowers look. Aw. My thing with my flowers is I grow, so like when I think of edible plants, Wanda, what I was talking about was like, you know, I grew cucumbers. I don't eat cucumbers, but I grew them. Asparagus is edible. You don't want to eat asparagus until year 4, I believe. You do not eat it until year 3 or 4, but I want to say it's year 4. Then you can start eating it. Like you still cut it like you're going to eat it in the first few years, but then like year 4 you can actually eat it. Nikki says yesterday's expensive. Yeah, I reuse as much as I can. So if we're gonna move out of this apartment this year, before he gets to decorating our front door, all the soil that's in the pot at the front door is going to be brought through the apartment back to the patio so that I can plant something in it. And I may try to see about using as many small pots as I can so it's easier to transport for if and when we're able to move, because it would be at the end of July, I think, when we would be moving, if we're able to do it. I so hope we can find a place. So hope we can find a place. I am so done with having upstairs neighbors. Today was just another episode of it. I am done. I'm so done. Let's see. Everybody's so quiet. We've got 14 people watching. Not too shabby. We're going into halftime and still got 14 people. I'm not mad about that. Do you make tea from edible flowers? You absolutely can. Chamomile is an edible flower. Echinacea. Trying to think what else. Trying to think what else is an edible flower. Borage, I believe, is edible, but I don't know what you would do with it. I have a small asparagus patch in my yard. I have 2 blackberry plants too. I absolutely love growing things. You do, Nikki. You do. I do love growing things. And I didn't really even pick it up until like, oh, rose hips. Very good one, Shelby. Yes. That is definitely edible. There's so many things out there. I bet your local library has a book on it as well. Autocorrect rose hips. Yeah, there you go. It is 1 word, not 2. Yeah. But your local library should have books on edible plants and potentially what is edible plants available or that will grow in your region. That is the hardest thing, is finding what will grow in your region, especially if you live in a region like I do where it's harder to get things to grow. It's not, conducive. Hi, Sheila. Little tip for planting in big pots. I put plastic bottles with lids in the bottom of them to take up space and keep pots light. That's not a bad idea, and I could do that this time around. Okay, I like that idea. Just sitting here glue basting triangles on squares for a baby quilt for sew date. There you go. Wanda says she'll go and check it out. You might also check for your local master gardeners. Master gardeners, at least here, are located in our University of Wyoming Extension office. Oh yeah, you might not want to put the plastic bottles in if the plants are going to be eaten. Yeah, that's understandable because you don't want the plastic leaching. Hi. Hi, Liz. Liz Thibodeau. Awesome. Welcome in. So thank you for joining to my channel. I appreciate it, Liz. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome in. We are working on the Gemstone Wedding Star. That's just what I'm working on today. Gemstone Wedding Star. It is a Quiltworx pattern from Judy Niemeyer. It is still available, so if you want to purchase a pattern and you want to do this project, there is a link in the description box that will take you over to where you can get it. If you don't already have one, that's fine. I wasn't expecting anybody to have it, but I'm showing you what I'm doing. Keeping the lids on keeps the water from gathering in the bottles. Very good tip. Wanda says she's in Southwest Michigan. So I'm betting the University of Michigan would have an extension office. If you go online and look up master gardeners in your area, that, or maybe the local library would know where to tell you to go. They would have the most up-to-date resources for your growing zone. I know where ours are in the extension office here, and 4-H is out of the same building. So frequently you'll find that they are kind of like neck and neck with each other. Thank you, Wanda. She says it's a beautiful pattern. I appreciate it. Oh, it's halftime. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'd be sad if we moved, but our yard is huge. I have my little pool set up in the back. I love my yard, but it is a lot. Oh, and I planted a lilac too. Oh, that's sweet. I love lilac. So when we were in that house and I could actually plant stuff, what I did is we had no rights to keep the property at all. So, once we moved, we were moving. So we had to be able to take down everything we set up. So what we did is we went to Home Depot and got these cinder blocks that had shapes cut into it to fit 2x6s. Not 2x4s, 2x6s. And you could put 2x6s in and make your own raised bed garden. So I did that and put the weed control fabric on the sides where I was putting the soil in so that I didn't have soil coming out the sides of my plant gardens. Oh no, Lori says she watched less than a minute of the halftime show. Nope. Yeah, it's not always for everybody. What they're supposed to do, my understanding, is whatever stadium that is hosting the Super Bowl is supposed to choose an artist that represents the local values of the state or community, and they're supposed to be native people to that state or community. So it's supposed to be that kind of thing, but I'm not sure how this one played out that way. I'm not really sure. They didn't even bother with subtitles. Yeah. That kind of interesting. All right. I'm sure when I look at the news later, I will see all of the people who loved it and all of the people who didn't love it so much with their comments. Yes, Sheila, she does. Nikki, you have lovely plants. I agree. So what's really appropriate about this, so now that we're talking about it, now that we're on plants instead of food again. So The rings of this pattern, so the rings like right around here, like all the rings connecting the pieces are in these dark greens. So it's going to be a variety of dark greens. The background that in this one is pink, or sorry, pink, purple, or blue is going to be cream. And then all of the star points, so in the center section, it is red and black. Out here at the edges, it's blue and black in the original. My black is going to be replaced by brown, and the red and blue colors are going to be replaced by pink, purple, yellow, and a very light blue. So it's going to look gorgeous. Oh, welcome back, Pat. Glad to see you. Or the wardrobe. Maybe this person booked Janet Jackson. Oh my gosh. Or the wardrobe year. Oh my gosh. Yes, Gary. Welcome back, Pat. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. We have gone from food to gardening. That was our most recent discussion, and then somebody said the halftime show started. I think the stadium gets to pick an opening act to play before the game. Today it was Green Day. Yes. Now that I heard about, and I personally like some Green Day songs. I don't know what all they played or performed, but I knew that Green Day isn't necessarily everybody's pick either. So that's why I decided to go ahead and go on during the beginning of the show. Wanda says she can hardly wait to see it finish, right? Oh, Nikki's asking if it's Lady Gaga. Oh. See, you guys don't know people any more than I do. I feel a little vindicated. Jess from So Blessed by Jess saw Adam Sandler in the crowd. And then somebody else saw John Bon Jovi in the crowd. And I'm just sitting here. Well, I would recognize George Clooney. That or Brad Pitt. Especially if they're like hanging out together, I would totally recognize them then. But beyond that, I don't know that I would recognize them. I know who Adam Sandler is. Like, I can picture some movies he's played in, and I can kind of picture him. But if he's not playing that character role with the extra lighting on his face or whatever, I'm not going to recognize him anywhere else. Candace, welcome in. Yeah. Oh, you have won the internet, Candace. You have won the internet. Oh my goodness. Thankfully, some place for peace. Oh. Now imagine if we were singing Christmas songs. Oh, the trouble I would get into for that. Oh, Sheila's like, oh, it's not Lady Gaga. That's Bad Bunny. Okay. Okay, now I get where the comment is. I was sitting there trying to figure out exactly how that comment worked. But yeah, that's how that works. Oh, y'all are cracking me up. So I've got maybe an hour. We're either going to do 30 minutes or an hour. Wish I knew Spanish. I'm not sure you wish you did. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much of the lyrics are safe for work. I wish I could show you all my near perfect binding with my contrasting thread. Okay, Candace, if you're not in my Facebook group, go click the link at the top and go join my MeWe group. Or even better, if you need, I'm not showing it tonight, but you can get in on Show and Tell. You can send me an email and tell me it's for Show and Tell. And I would love to share with everybody whatever you're willing to share with us. And that will go up on Show and Tell. And you'll get credit for Show and Tell. And could potentially win a quilt from yours truly if you would like to win it. I would love to have you participate. Lady Gaga did do a song. Okay. Loved her dress, says Lori. You know, that's where they get me. That's where they get me. So I don't necessarily watch the shows for all of that. I absolutely look at the costumes. 100% look at the costumes. I don't watch Taylor Swift. I look at her costumes though. Better believe I am looking at her costumes. Shelly says I'll go back to food. She had 4 eggs, intended to cook 2 for dinner and eat 2 tomorrow. Sadly dropped 1 on the floor, so now I'm having 3 eggs for dinner. Oh my gosh. When do you leave on your trip, Shelby? When do you leave? Is that the trip we're talking about too? Oh. Sheila and Nikki are having their own little conversation going. I love it. You guys are fantastic. And if you have not signed up for the February retreat, there is a link still in the chat. Nightbot will come back with it in probably another 5-10 minutes. If you missed it and you don't want to scroll up, if you have not signed up for the Zoom retreat, it is free, guys. You do not pay for my Zoom retreats. It is free. You get to come hang out with yours truly, as long as I'm awake, and you get to hang out with everybody else and chat live in real time. Leaving on Tuesday. Okay, good deal. Good deal. Leaving on Tuesday. All right. Yeah, we will schedule some time. We will schedule early to visit some family who live nearby. Oh, good deal. Oh my gosh. Nikki B. Nikki B. Oh, I don't know. I'm not watching it. But you are now the third highest ranking in the chat. She says, quote, he's hot. Who is he? All right, there we go. Carrie says, join us for the party. Right? I love retreat. And we won't. And if you fall asleep during retreat, we don't draw anything on your face. We don't. We can't. It's virtual. It's Zoom. But we've had people fall asleep during a retreat. Of course, I go to sleep at one point or another, but I don't sleep upright in my chair. Ricky Martin, says Lori. Okay. So Ricky Martin is apparently the hot guy. All right. Do I need to check out who Ricky Martin is? All right. Sheila has signed up. Good deal. There's a quilt show in town that weekend. Hey, there you go. Take pictures and come back and talk to us about it. All right. I think I know who Ricky Martin is, maybe. But I don't know what he looks like. I have to look him up. All right. Noted. I'm going to look up the hot guy, according to Nikki. I'm just going to see what Nikki is saying is a hot guy. Just going to check. I'm married. I'm not dead. I only draw my husband when he falls asleep, says Carrie. See, we won't even... Wanda says he is attractive. Oh, fair enough. Leaving La Vida Look. Okay, I do know that song. So I think I do know who he is. But I haven't seen him in several years, so I'll have to get an updated version. Just to see. Y'all are funny. Lori says Shelby got it. Awesome. Oh, y'all are awesome. But yeah, we don't draw it on your faces here. Now, if you fall asleep in the sewing room in September, somebody might draw on your face. I'll try to discourage it, but I can't be everywhere at all times. So if I'm asleep and y'all are still awake and y'all draw on each other's faces, the only thing I can do is take pictures. Nikki says, oh yes, Ricky is very handsome. He's big in the late 90s. He was. I do remember him from the late 90s. Okay, so that is the same Ricky Martin. Okay. Yeah, I just haven't seen him since then. Not that I remember exactly what he looked like, but I do remember he wasn't hard on the eyes. He wasn't hard on the eyes. And which boy band was he in? I think he had his own. He wasn't in 90 Degrees, was he? 90 Degrees was a band that I listened to a lot. Although they only had like 1 or 2 albums out. Did Ricky Martin actually have a band? Or was he always solo? I don't remember. Because NSYNC was big at the same time that Ricky Martin was big. Let's see. No, he did not have a band. Okay, gotcha. All right. Hey, and I don't have to put Nightbot in timeout yet. Oh, yeah. Actually, I have a timeout thing. Okay, Nightbot's MeWe post. It is not working right. Menudo. Oh, he was the lead in Menudo. Okay, gotcha. I don't think I ever had anything from Menudo. Sheila says he is still hot. So Nikki and Sheila are both saying he is hot. Okay. I will go look. Not right this second, but I will You know what? Screw that. Hang on. If y'all are going to talk and taunt me, we might as well go find out. See what you guys are talking about. No, that is a massive misspelling on my phone's part. He's 54, guys. Okay, yeah, he's not hard. He's not bad on the eyes. All right. He's still a very pretty man. Oh, I will not tell your husbands. I will not tell them. Oh yes, that's right, Menudo. He is, and he's only a few years younger than me. Oh, see, he's closer to your age, Shelby. Okay. See, like he was popular when I was a teenager, but he wasn't as young as like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and all of them. So, like they were more my age. And then I was wondering how they got popular, and I wasn't. But you know, I wasn't a boy band person. Like I couldn't have participated in a boy band anyway. Oh, good deal, Candace. Perfect. Perfect. I will get you approved. I will actually. I'll see about going in here in just a minute. Let me just go ahead and do that for all of you guys that are signing up today, because you're not the first one to sign up today. Let me. Absolutely, Carrie. Have a great night. Nikki was like, "Yes, look at Ricky Martin." Oh, y'all are so funny. Y'all are so funny. Okay. Of course, I still have to type, I think, because I don't think I have a quick link. Do I have a quick link? No, of course I don't. Okay. Let me type to get over there. And let me get in the group and members. I see the tag. We have got pending. All right. We got Wanda, Terry, Dawn, and Candace. You guys are now approved. All right, so make sure to type, make sure to tell me it is for show and tell for anything that you want me to share. If you don't say it's for show and tell, it doesn't get shared out, okay? So that's the one thing you got to do. You got to put it's for show and tell. My hubs is Italian, so I might have a type. Yeah, you definitely do, Shelby. You definitely do. You have a type all the foreign guys, right? That's still adorable, though. It's still adorable. Is he going with you on your trip this week? Is he going all the way across the country with you? Not that you need to tell me necessarily. I'm just curious. Mine prefers to stay home from the quilt shows because even though he's really good at looking at quilts, he ends up picking out more things for me to do. So I do have that problem. And my husband is one of those people that tends to be the one noticed in a crowd. So like people will come up to him and start saying hi. But at quilt shows, I'm the person people come up to and say hi to. And I'm not sure he's sure exactly how that's supposed to work. Nikki says her daughter liked the boy bands. Yeah, see, I had a CD, I still have it actually, from 98 Degrees. And it's kind of along those same lines. But I didn't have any NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. Like, I never got those because, you know, it was frowned upon in my household, you know, that kind of thing. So, yeah. He is coming with me. So she says he enjoys looking at the quilts. See, okay. So if I take my husband to a quilt show, he will sit there and he will look at the quilts. But then he is of the opinion that I need to make this quilt or I need to make that quilt. And I end up with 15 more projects than when I went to the quilt show with. And there's a limit. There is a limit. I don't think he didn't go to the last quilt show I went to with me. He does go to like the state fair and the county fair with me, and he'll go look at the quilts there. But he doesn't go to all the quilt shows with me. And I'm very particular about what I'm looking for at a quilt show. So I'm one of those people. I'm totally one of those people. I'm not a quilt snob. I'm just particular. I'm looking for certain things. Certain things. All right, so this stack and 2 more. So I think what we'll do is we will call it whenever I get through with these 3 stacks. And then I will be back at 8 anyway. But at least I won't have a partially done stack. That'll be the thing. I won't have a partially done stack of strips. I mean, I'll still have 3 more lines to sew on each one, but all of the strips will be at the same point. I think that's what I'm going to do. Do you ever struggle to find a stopping point? How do you find your stopping points when you are quilting, when you're piecing stuff together? How do you find your stopping point? How do you make that decision? Do you do like what I'm doing where, you know, okay, I'll get through these and then I'm calling it quits? Or do you go, okay, I'm done. I ran out of bobbin thread, I'm done. Oh, you're fine, Wanda. You're so fine. So I did get you into MeWe. I did get you approved over there. The way Sew and Tell works, for those of you who are joining into MeWe, it works just like it's going to work on the Facebook group. You have to tell me that it is for Sew and Tell. You can say Show and Tell, that's fine. But you can do it Sew and Tell or Show and Tell, and that will get you into the next month's show. So each month, first Tuesday of the month, I do Sew and Tell. So I go collect the pictures. Tell me a little bit about what you're submitting, if you will. I appreciate it. That way I can talk about it a little bit. And every 6 months I give away a quilt. This next quilt will be given away on April 14th. So the last entry will be 1 week before that, which is April 7th. So you'll have until 3 p.m. on April 7th to get entries in. That is the last cutoff for this quilt. And then the next quilt will not come out until October. So I've still got to get this times Sew and Tell giveaway quilt worked on. I may actually work on that during the retreat too. May get it completed a little bit more. Jack will look at the quilts with me at the state fair. Other than that, nope, I hear you. See, he'll look at the quilts with me, but he's more interested if I have a quilt in the show. Then what he does is he goes and he looks at all the other quilts in the same category as mine, and he's looking at them to see if they got a higher ribbon than what I got, because then he wants to understand why I didn't get the blue ribbon. Like, I didn't get the highest ranking ribbon. He is so supportive, and he's judgmental, because he's like, well, that doesn't look as good as yours. I'm like, that one's in a different category, honey. He's like, oh, okay. My dogs determine my stopping point, says Nikki, or her back just determines. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I think if it wasn't for needing to eat before the 2 hours tonight, I might continue to go straight through. But I think I will need to eat. I think my body is telling me that eating is probably a wise choice. Imagine that. So I'll take a break to eat and put my feet back up for a little bit so I don't have swollen feet later. Gotta love swollen feet, right? Gotta love swollen feet. So this is where we're sewing is line 4. And there's a total of 7 lines on these. So line 4 will be done all across the board before we stop. As long as I don't run out of bobbin. Because I do not have another bobbin. Oh yeah, never mind. I do have a bobbin wound. It's like, I don't have a bobbin wound, but I do. So I can run out of bobbin too. It will not be the end of the world. Let's see. Alright, Nightbot. I told you to update that. So maybe on the After Sunset Live, Nightbot will have my MeWe link correct. Because I updated it, but Nightbot's still sending the old command in. I'll try to troubleshoot that too. My daughter used to show rabbits. It all depends on the judge's taste. It does. A lot of it does. Now, won the state fair last year, I was in the same category as two friends of mine, and neither of my friends got a ribbon at all. I was the only one with a ribbon. One of the quilts that the judge was judging, she looks at it and then looks over at her clerk who's recording everything, because I was able to go to the judging, and she said, right on there, dog hair or pet hair, because there was enough pet hair on there that she could see it from a distance. So that was like a moment of, okay, I guess that quilt does not go forward. So pet hair needs to be off of your quilt before you submit it to the show. And quilts that are washed apparently don't tend to show as well. So I've stopped washing my quilts before I put them in show. I'll wash them before I sell them, but I don't wash them before I put them in a show. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but they just don't perform as well if they've been washed before the show. I think the judge is expecting it to not be washed, maybe. Not be used or anything. I've not had a washed quilt do very well at a show, at least not here locally. I don't know if they do well elsewhere, but they just don't do well here. These are going to look so pretty, guys. They're going to look so, so pretty. Let's see. Look at how pretty these greens are. I'm not normally a green person, but they are gorgeous. They are so gorgeous. Oh. Oh, Nikki, I just now read your comment because Shelby was laughing about it. She said that it sounded bad because she said that it depends on the judge's tastes on judging the rabbits that her daughter used to show. And she said, oh, that sounded bad. I mean, what they like, not eating them. Oh, that's so funny. That's like autocorrected our brains, right? I love it. Oh, that's so funny. All right. I love being able to freehand cut these. That's what they're looking like. Was this a kit? No, it was not. It was not. Earth tonesy, very much earthy tones. Yeah, very much earthy tones. So the jelly roll pack was a kit. It was a pack of jelly rolls. Like it was actually 2 packs of jelly rolls. So I had enough for sure. I was going to use this in another project and then decided I didn't like the dark greens in that project. So when I was gifted this pattern, I decided that I wanted to go florals. Like I was going to just make it a floral pattern. And so pulling these dark greens out was perfect for it because you needed jelly roll strips. And you needed quite a few. You needed a whole jelly roll pack by the standards that she put in there, which they packaged. The brand that I bought these from, I think these were Wilmington Prints as the brand for the jelly rolls. And it would be, is a gems pack or something. They are pretty. They're so pretty. So I'll turn that over so you guys can see it and ogle it a little bit more while I'm doing this. But it was Wilmington Prints, and I want to say it's maybe Gems, something like that was in the name of this. I probably still have the packaging. I just don't have it with this. I don't know where I put it because it's not in the project box anymore. So I have eliminated it from the project box. Nanette says she loves the greens. I am not normally a green person, but I do love them. I do love them. It's lending to that English garden feel, like that mysterious garden kind of feel, you know? So all the rings in the pattern are going to be in these dark greens. So bag 1 is 40 of these in this like arrangement, however you want to classify it. And then the bag 2 is also 40, I believe. Let me see. Yeah. Bag 2 is the same thing. So all I'm going to have to do for bag 2 is exactly repeat this. Like, it is that easy. And then I have no idea what the rest is in store for me. I've got everything pre-trimmed the way that Judy Niemeyer has you do it, which is fantastic. I love that. Couldn't you put the quilts with a static guard in the dryer to take off any pet hair? Oh yeah, you definitely can. You definitely can. But whoever sent it in didn't pay attention. Maybe their pets have, hair everywhere. And they didn't take that extra consideration to lint roll their quilt. I personally, I do have a dog, but I do lint roll my quilts before I take them into the show. I mean, I will even go, hey, can I spread my quilt out a little bit? Or I will take it to the laundromat. I do take quilts that I award to, so like the Quilts of Valor or whatever. Once I'm done doing everything else, I will wash the quilt, because we wash Quilts of Valor before they're awarded. And I will, at the laundromat, lay the quilt out, and I will start picking dog hair off the quilt if there is any. I pick threads off, I pick dog hair off, like I do all of that. But for a show, I mean, you're supposed to look at stuff like that. And apparently whoever submitted the quilt didn't do that, and it cost them. Oh, very cool. Rita, thank you. Thank you. She said she just uploaded a video showing an aloe vera blooming, and that would be in the Facebook group, guys. If I can post it in the MeWe group later, I may do that. So that way you guys can see it on both groups. That way if you're in one and not in the other, you'd be able to see both. We can see about that. We can see about it. I will try. I will try. I bet it's gorgeous, because we were talking about that earlier. But yeah, I've got, it's bright pink, bright purple, bright yellow, and bright blue to do for the points. I don't know if I've got all my cream cut or not, but I should. I believe I do. I think I cut everything that I needed for this. Nightbot. Nightbot keeps dropping the link for MeWe and will not stop. But Nightbot's giving the incorrect link that you can't follow. Nightbot needs to be in timeout. Normally Nightbot puts other people in timeout, but now it's Nightbot's turn to be in timeout. Alright, so next to last set. And I love this dark green that I'm using right now. Look at that. It's so pretty. It's so dark. It feels kind of moody. It's like a moody green to me. Former stepdaughter of mine absolutely loved like greens and browns and all of the earth tonal colors. For a while after making a quilt for her, I would not touch greens. I would not. I would touch yellows before I would touch greens for a little bit, because I was so sick of seeing green and brown and golds everywhere. But now we're through that. We're through that. I will touch it again. Green is pretty now. We have redeemed the green. So who out of here has done a Quiltworx pattern before? Have any of you done a Quiltworx pattern? If you haven't, would you consider doing one? Or does it look like too much hassle? Because I have heard that one before. I've definitely heard that one before. This is my third Quiltworx. And I do still have one more Quiltworx that I've not touched. Nanette has done one. Sheila says, not I. Oh, it is a beautiful green, Nikki. It absolutely is. I'm loving this green. It's so... This would be like my eyeshadow choice when I was a teenager. I chose like a lot of the moody colors when I thought I could get away with it and my parents wouldn't say anything to me. Did they say something anyway? Oh, absolutely. Nanette says she's done the Arizona cactus one. Sir? No, sir. What the heck? We are not playing this game. Really? He just came over here anyway, guys. Even though he's been booted from over here. You are underfoot. You are going to be in my way in a minute. Shelby has not done one either. Wanda says she might. She needs to look at the patterns. She's an intermediate quilter. That's awesome. Yeah, so I have an ice castle kit to do from Shabby Fabrics. Ooh, that sounds pretty. So this is my second one that has done jelly roll strips like this. So this is my second Quiltworx that does this. My first Quiltworx was everything like just regular fabrics. No jelly rolls, no shortcuts. The first one that I did was the feathered snowflake tree skirt. And I have gifted that one away. Did it as a table topper. And then the other one is still sitting underneath my quilt frame, yet waiting to be finished on quilting. I started quilting it and couldn't finish it because my machine died on me when I was quilting it. So I still have one to quilt. I didn't even know about them until I clicked your link earlier. Oh, Sheila, you've been missing out. You've been missing out, sweetie. Missing out. So if you do a Quiltworx, if you are getting started with a Quiltworx, let's say you buy one, if you need or you want to know my tips and tricks, I will absolutely divulge my tips and tricks. I am not a Quiltworx certified instructor. Junie Meyer has Quiltworx certified instructors all across the country. They're fantastic. But I learned from someone else who had taken a Quiltworx course on what to do and what not to do. And every single Judy Niemeyer pattern that I have pulled out and ever worked on has followed the same exact path that I was taught how to do it. I have the feathered snowflake patterns plus many more. Yes, I bet you do. I bet you do. That one took a little bit because the problem that I had with the feathered snowflake one was in that center. I did have a hard time getting that pressed down. So quilting that one, I did custom quilting on it, but quilting that one was a little bit painful. Sheila says, Shelby, I rocked that blue and pink eyeshadow. Oh, what did I miss? Oh, I'm too 80s and have blue and pink. Oh, that makes sense. See, I was born in the 80s, but I was growing up in the 90s. And grunge was kind of hitting the scene. Yeah, I definitely loved the goth look. Oh, my dog's out in. They were ready for bed. Aw, that's also sweet of them to be ready for bed so early. Well, early for me. It's 7 o'clock here. So I only have one stack of strips left, and then we will call it quits. And then I will be back for After Sunset Sunday. I don't know why. I don't know if I planned better in previous years or the Super Bowl was maybe at a different time. I don't know what the deal is. I'll flip these over so you guys can see where we're sitting at with these too. And this is another of the moody greens. So most of these are the same colorway. Like most of these are the exact same strips. But when you run out of that many strips in the same set, then it works. Oh, Candace says her daughter was born in 1980. So she was an 80s baby too. So here's the question then. because all of those that are like between 1979 and 1984, thereabouts, can either identify as Gen X or as millennial. If you had to classify her, what do you think she would classify herself as? I know that's a loaded question, but because I think I'm firmly Gen X. I think I'm firmly Gen X because my brother was Gen X too. He's firmly Gen X, but I classify very closely with him. But I can, there's some things that I can relate to the millennials better than most Gen Xers. It's amazing. Okay, time for me to do my once in a million year shopping. Survival is a maybe, right, Rita? Are you going into the store or are you doing it online? Nikki's son was born in 87. Her daughter was born in 90. See, your kids are younger than me. That's amazing. You have 2 cockers and cocker spaniels, 10 and 11, beagle, blue heeler, and beagle golden doodle. Oh my gosh. I think Gen X. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Because technically, she could be either one. So that's why I ask, because technically I'm supposed to be, by some people's standards, I'm supposed to be Gen X, and by some people's standards, I'm supposed to be millennial. Oh, in store. Oh no, Rita. Oh no. I have 2 and neither are millennials, says Nanan. Yeah. See, I'm closer to Gen X on a lot of things. My son was born in 87. I already read that one. Okay. I didn't miss anything. Okay. Just making sure. Yeah, I am definitely Gen X, but I'm not the staunch Gen X. Gen X is 1981 at the latest. See, that's where the problem is though, Sheila, because I was born in 82. But I associate more closely with Gen X, with the lingo, with the mannerisms, with like a lot of things. I associate more closely with Gen X than I do millennials. I understand millennials because I was raised around them. Like all my classmates, a lot of my classmates are more millennial than I am. I was kind of always an old soul. Maybe that's why I'm Gen X. But yeah, I don't claim millennial at all. Normally, I don't claim it. My oldest was born in 77. I would say millennial. Oh, now that's odd. Because millennial didn't technically start until, 80. But yeah, he would be an early millennial. That's crazy. It's crazy. All right, Nightbot, I'm going to put you in timeout again. My goodness. Put user. Oh, there we go. I can actually put my Nightbot in actual timeout. Ooh. Nightbot's in timeout for 30 minutes. No more messages from Nightbot because Nightbot can't behave on the MeWe link. My second 1982, my last 1990. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, your 1982 is that's where when I was born, and I've met some 82 babies that are absolutely millennials. Absolutely. Firmly millennials. But I'm kind of in that Gen X. Sheila says, I don't blame you for wanting to be Gen X. We're awesome. Right? Well, see, I'm Gen X, so I'm awesome. That's what it is. I don't mind being Gen X. I was halfway between the two. Like, really and truly. I think if I'd been like ditzy or something, I probably should be a millennial, but I wasn't. Nanette says that hers were born 83, 84, and 87. Oh, okay. You were busy. You were busy in the 80s. And your 87 baby probably only remembers the 1990s. I do remember some of the 80s. Not all of it, but I remember enough of the 80s. Oh. I love it. Shelby's agreeing with Sheila that Gen X is awesome. Yes. We have our good points. Now we have some, points I'd like to change about our generation, but, Wanda says that she was the last of the baby boomers, 1954. Ah, well, see, my mom is a baby boomer. She was in 55. So, she's considered a baby boomer. She was the youngest in her family, too. Like, she was the youngest baby, so. But she is considered a baby boomer. And oh my gosh, my mom is, she definitely acts like a boomer. She definitely acts like a baby boomer. My dad and my mom both they're very much baby boomer people. I think my mom's even more so than my dad. I hope they don't mind me saying that. Oops if they do. I won't get scolded for it or nothing. Hey Susie, hi, good to see you. Wanda says she's a twin, but was the oldest by 10 minutes. See, my husband was a twin. And we assume that he's the oldest of the two. I think he is. But his twin didn't survive, so. And back when he was born, they didn't really do much other than just failure to thrive, so. I'm Gen X, hubby is a boomer. Yeah. See, what's between boomer and Gen X? What's that generation between there? I'm the last of the baby boomers, says Nanette. Yeah. I thought boomers went to, like, I don't know, maybe to the end of the 50s? But I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Because my husband's at that in between. He's not boomer. Gen X to boomer. That is a wide range if it is that far apart. My twin brother was 8 minutes older than me. Oh my gosh, Susie, I didn't know you were a twin too. That's cool. No generation in between. Okay. Oh, that's a good question. Candace is asking, so how does a baby boomer ask? Oh, there's boomer 1 and boomer 2. Okay. Oh, hippies. Yeah, he was never a hippie. Some of his siblings maybe, but he wasn't. Boomers until about 65. See, okay. So he was a boomer. So I am in the boomer and the boomer and Gen X marriage then. That's funny. That's so funny. Alright, I got 2 more to go. 2 more strips to put on here. Then we're going to press it, cut it apart, and then I'm taking a break, guys. That's a good question, though, Candace. I'm curious, too. How does a boomer act? That's a very good question. I just know my mom has always said she's a baby boomer. Like, she's always said that. Hippies was before me, says Wanda. At that time, I was 13, 14. Oh, okay. Baby boomers are 46 to 64. Yep, he's a boomer. Oops, he's a boomer. See, one online source says boomers are 46 to 64. Gen X is 65 to 80. Yeah, see, that 80 cutoff, that's what I have a problem with. Because depending on what part of the country you're in, could dramatically affect whether you are truly Gen X or not. Hubby was born in 58. Oh, okay. Depends on when in the cycle they were born. That makes sense too. You said they act like boomers? I guess. It's hard. It's a hard thing to classify, I guess, for me. I will say this. When boomers were growing up, you could survive on one income households. By the time Gen X came around, that gap was closing. And right now with Gen Z, that is kind of the next generation coming through, two income household may not even be enough. And that's kind of the problem with the economy. And I think that influences how we are all raised and how we all communicate with each other and function in society with it. Both of us were born 15 minutes after Mom got to the hospital. She didn't know she was having twins until after my brother was born. Oh my goodness. I hope he was not a hippie. He acts older than he is. My husband does too. Older millennials are in their 40s now. See, I'm in my 40s too. Wanda says both of my parents worked. See, both of mine did too, but they wouldn't have had to if they didn't put me in private school. Putting me in private school put them on the path where they both had to work. So that was a choice that they made, though. Candace says that her mom worked for fun. I worked for survival. Yeah. See, that's the thing. You know, as a by and large thing, it wasn't a necessity until after my generation. So millennials, it started becoming a little bit more necessary. But Gen Z, it's absolutely necessary. You can't escape that in most situations. You have to be a 2-income household. Oh, all right. So got 3 more to trim off. And then we are going to talk for just a second and sign off, because I will see you guys again at 8 p.m. my time. So there we go. So basically what we've done today is I started with 3 strips on each of these pieces, and then I now have 5 strips per piece. So, I mean, in 3 hours, we were able to get 3 strip pieces caught up because I hadn't started them properly. And we were able to get 2 additional pieces sewn to every last one. So my next step will be coming back over to this end, folding, trimming, and then attaching the next strip in the set. So this one is going to be much brighter. So you can kind of see that's going to be what the next strip piece looks like on this set. But we're not going to work on this later. We're going to put binding on a quilt because I need to get it done and get it out of the way, because I need to bind 3 quilts and I just need to attach it to the back, or attach it to the front. So I'll show you guys how I trim binding at the end with that quilt tonight at 8. Let's see. Baby boomers, often shortened boomers, are the demographic cohort preceded by the silent generation and followed by Generation X. Generation is often defined as people born from 1946 to 1964. Yeah. Oh, both parents worked 3 kids born in the 60s. That's crazy. That's crazy. I like that the FPP pieces are pre-cut in the pattern. So yes, the way that Judy Niemeyer does her patterns is you get all of these templates and you are cutting out your templates. So if you have never done a Judy Niemeyer, never tackled one or anything like that, when you go to tackle a Judy Niemeyer, if you don't have an instructor to follow, because I cannot instruct you because I'm not a licensed Judy Niemeyer instructor, so this is my personal recommendation. Take and go step by step. So when you look at a Judy Niemeyer pattern, there's a lot of text. There's some pictures, but there's a lot of text in these patterns. Like the front page. I mean, tons of text. There's a couple of QR codes that you can scan that will take you out to go look at what she's talking about. But there's so much text in here. It is so easy to get lost, especially if you're someone who reads through everything and then you can't remember what you just read. I can relate. So walk through every single step in the entire booklet that comes with your pattern and read it all first. Anything that she says you need, assume that you do need it. She does say wash out fabric glue stick and glue pen. I don't use that. Purple thing, I don't need it usually. I do have a stiletto. There's a few things in here that I don't use, but I do use Ziploc bags. Okay, so when she says Ziploc bags, invest in them. Okay, you do need bags that are big enough to hold your pieces. And you do need to label them. You can't just skate by. Okay, Judy Niemeyer is a beast of a pattern, no matter what pattern you pick. But it's manageable. You just have to have the basics down and be willing to follow instructions, because they are super easy once you understand how to follow them. So that is it for this time. I'm going to go get some food, and I will be back at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. So we've got 45 minutes. I will be back before then so I can log in. If you guys are here and you have not hit that thumbs up button for me, please hit that thumbs up. If you want to go ahead and go over to the After Sunset Sunday, you can go ahead and go over to that and hang out there and go ahead and chit chat before I get in. But I will be back in about 45 minutes. So until then, I will see you guys later. And go pass some fabric in the meantime. You know you want to. You know you want to. And I'll be binding a